That guy with the shield in front of Piper is still alive. I don't know what the skull's indicating.
Okay, then.
What?
I am going to get mad at Glojo for chomping into the mic.
It wasn't me.
Oh, well, I mean, I think it's a safe assumption sometimes that it's you.
I'm opening a bag of bread. I'm not chomping into anything.
That was a weird bread sound.
Like you fucking fell down and like...
Alright, I'm gonna throw 2 darts at this guy.
Okay.
The guy who's still alive. So I have my dice ready, so give me a second. I am recording, that's good. Forgot about it for a second there. Alright. Throwing darts. I need 1d4s, which are the worst thing to get out of this fucking thing. There we go.
I have to strategically eat my food. So eat the perishables first.
Okay, first one is a 26.
That does hit.
And it does 7 damage. And my second one is another it's exactly the same. Another 26 and another 7 damage.
That doesn't sound fake at all, but I'll allow it. I'll allow it.
I'm not lying. I'm surprised.
Well, what are you gonna cheat at?
Oh, no, like I said, you're right. I have dice now. I can cheat.
Okay, so 14 total damage.
You guys all done. Killed.
And then, hey, guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to move back to where I was because I'm almost dead. There you go. That's the end of my turn. Expect a lot of that until someone heals me.
Kind of bird coma you can put yourself into heal?
Nope.
It's fine. It doesn't matter. I'm going to shoot the same guy that they're in front of Pipe Rifle that's still alive. Actually, I'm not. Fuck that guy. Pipe Rifle can eat him later.
Alright.
Oh God, I do not like that picture, Glojo.
It's really bad. This is the one that makes it like a circle that blinks.
You have to have the arrow selected and then just hold down the mouse button.
Yeah, that one.
Okay.
You're shooting at this guy.
Okay, that's easy. That's the guy that I want to shoot at.
Okay.
I'll put Hunter's Mark on him. And then I want to shoot him twice. And 27.
You hit him once.
First damage roll, it's an 8. Second damage roll is a 4. So 12 damage.
Okay. You actually kill him with those hits. He is now dead from arrow.
Good, fuck that man.
Him.
Arrowed.
Arrowed. And Pipe Rifle is going to attack this guy. I'm going to use his dice to attack that guy. He misses.
Ah, cheating.
He hits him the second time. And I don't know how much damage he does.
He hits things.
It's 1d12 for that stupid axe, right? Yeah, that's how it works.
It's like 1d12 plus 3 or something.
All right, so he does 10 damage to that guy. And that guy is still alive. That guy's dead. That guy's dead. It's that guy's turn. He's going to attack Pipe Rifle. He is going to use a reckless attacks, where he gains advantage on all melee attack rolls in this turn. Attack rolls against him will have advantage until the start of his next turn. But he is reckless. He he hits pipe rifle twice. Or sorry, he hits pipe. That's for the first roll. He hits pipe rifle once there, and rolls for the second roll, and misses on the second roll. And hits pipe rifle for fucking 3 damage.
Owned.
Because pipe rifle is still in rage. So Luther, it's your turn.
Oh god.
Second Luther
Somebody's trying to, I think.
to the mediator.
It's the
I'm
mediator. Hey, you do pipe rifle.
I'm hearing Discord. I'm taking Scout outside. I should be on the laptop in 15 minutes or so.
Nice.
But I'm here in the meantime.
We haven't gotten to your turn yet, so good timing.
Cool. Well, what is happening, by the way?
Where we
Not-
resumed the fight from last session, literally in progress.
Right.
So we've run through a couple of turns so far. Pipe and a berserker are fighting each other in the choke point. The berserker hit Pipe for fucking 3 damage. Not that I'm angry about that.
Has it been Pipe's turn yet? Can I steer Pipe?
Pipe tried to attack him and hit him once. So they're battling.
I think you should control him from here on out, though.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
Dude,
I guess.
When it comes back around, it'll be Mead's it'll be Wu's turn before Pipe Rifle's turn.
Okay. I'm listening. Just let me know what comes when either of us come out.
For sure.
Also,
Right,
we now
Luther,
have a map of Florida.
Okay.
Yeah.
It'll make sense when you get here.
It took me
Sure
a
will.
second, but I enjoyed that. God damn it.
Sorry, mechanic.
God damn it, I scrolled up.
Fireball.
Oh my god.
I'm gonna shoot a fireball right around here and hit these 3 idiots.
Oh, that's
Hey,
for fireball.
I got to take a call real quick because it's my birthday. My mother is calling me, so
Oh.
I will
Wait,
rejoin the chat in just a
happy
minute.
birthday?
Until then, mediator can
Happy
control
birthday,
me.
dude.
Yeah,
Happy birthday.
can't
I'll
Which
refer to
class?
mediator.
Damn it, Adam.
Right. Toss that fireball. It is dex saves for the 3 of them then.
Yeah, 14.
That's a fail.
How many enemies are left?
Not like 3 of them. Maybe.
Okay. Are the casters still alive?
I think the casters are all dead now.
No, you guys have murdered all the casters. There is
Oh,
a
okay.
a very tough orc and a couple of archers. One of the archers made a save on the fireball, and the tough orc and another archer failed. So go ahead and roll damage, Joel.
That is incorrect.
That would be a lot of fucking damage. Holy shit.
I
I'm
wish
casting
Bob
fireball over here.
He did 8d20 and 8d6 for his fireball.
I mean, 91 damage would be pretty good.
That's
It's
not how
solid.
fireball scales.
All right, that guy is, I think, dead.
Still got 30.
Saves and takes 15. That guy, that was a pretty good roll, actually. You got a 5 and 3 6s out of that. So, actually, you have slain all 3 of those orcs with that fireball. If you wanna narrate how effective that is, that's your call. Otherwise, I will jump in and give them.
You go for it.
So as the orcs are clamoring to get shots towards Pipe Rifle and have taken a couple of swings at him, you come around and you fire a fireball back. It pops in the middle of them, and the wash of fire rolls over these 3 orcs, bringing them to end of combat music plays. Let's
High
want to fight
five, fireball, buddy.
As powerful as a cat attacking my fucking feet.
If you keep saying that, you're gonna have to post a picture.
I'm gonna be dead.
In chat before.
Just blood all over your feet. So end of
Okay.
combat, and it's so Adam is taking a phone call because it's his birthday, which we'll have to remind him of. Luther,
Alright.
Theater, Glojo.
So all enemies are dead. What else
Yep.
is in this room? There was at least one captive kobold and some crystals that were being mined.
Yep, there was one captive kobold that you saw being attacked by a robed orc. He's still alive, but injured. There's a number of crystals that you can see, and you can hear some quiet chatter, but you're not able to make out the words. In
Quiet chatter from where?
back where that kobold was hiding.
Got it. We just can't see what's over there. Is it in our fog of war?
Yes.
I see.
I move pipe rifle forward to open up some of the fog of war.
It's treating him like another one of your skeletons.
strong approved. Pipe Rifle moves forward, trotting carefully over the number of fried, crispy corpses in front of him. He might pause and pull a little strip off for a little walk and snack.
How many
as
hit
you
points
move,
does
right,
pipe rifle have left?
A fucking lot, dude. He's got
Okay.
so many hit points.
Okay, all right.
He's got so many hit points.
A follow pipe rifle.
He comes down, and there is a kobold cowering next to the crystals with a bloody wound crossing his face. Another kobold is facing a different set of smaller crystals against the wall. It looks like they've been mining crystals here. You guys have been traveling down for the past little while since you left the mine cart system. The caves have been sloping noticeably downwards. And you find a number of crystals in front of you here.
All right.
Do not like caves.
Joel, any opinions?
We should talk to these kobolds and see what's up. I assume they're just going to be like the other ones near the entrance.
As Adam, I announce, behold, we have liberated you in the name of the Golden Skull.
Yours is a little bit muffled because you're speaking through a golden skull.
All right. Does Adam have minor illusion?
I believe he actually does.
I do if he doesn't.
All right. We'll see if Adam does,
Adam has prestidigitation,
but no minor illusion.
but no minor illusion.
Bean, can I get a 5-foot floating minor illusion of a golden skull?
Where do you want it?
Just kind of floating in the air in the center of this room.
Okay, I can do the center of the room. So, like, right here?
I can't see, but sure.
Oh, yeah. Fuck. Whatever. Anyway, so yeah, I do that.
There is a
All right.
giant floating skull basically appears in the center of the room, about 10 feet behind Alexi and Luther, who have advanced forward through the room.
All right. As Wu, I cast my own minor illusion to create the sound emanating from the point where the golden skull illusion is, to say, "Greetings, we have liberated you in the name of the golden skull."
And Lathander. Yeah, that's my.
Are you saying it in common though? Because I don't think the lizard.
I don't think
I say it in Draconic.
Good job.
Oh shit! They're not gonna understand me. Damn it! My God, school.
The kobolds that you can see immediately turn towards the golden skull. Well, they had already turned towards the golden skull, but now they have basically knelt down and are now basically they're doing an I'm not worthy, and perfectly the
We're
illusion of the
scum!
skull.
We suck!
You're welcome, Adam. All right.
Pretty good fucking move. Adam's gonna appreciate that.
Yeah. Okay. So since Adam can't talk properly, I want to have my wizard speaks Draconic. I want to introduce myself to the group as Prodigious Woo, a wizard and arcane advocate. We've come here to slay the cultists and liberate them.
Wait,
and I ask if there's
why did you move me?
And I ask if I ask if there's someone here who can speak for the group.
A kobold who had been previously somewhat in the back, hidden in the shadows, has begun walking forward. There's now 3 kobolds that you can see, 4 as a fifth, as a fourth and fifth step out of the shadows, and the kobold in the middle of the group begins addressing you in Draconic, saying that they have been here for what feels like an eternity.
All right, okay.
So Adam, what you missed is a combination minor, basically because your mouth is full of skull and you can't actually talk properly.
Interesting.
Bean and I comboed the minor illusion of a giant 5-foot golden skull in the center of the room, which then announced, greetings, we have liberated you in the name of the golden skull.
I approve of this.
They appear to be worshiping the golden skull as we speak.
They have good taste.
So you apparently don't have minor illusion, so we had to do this ourselves. So you're welcome.
Good plan. Good plan. Yeah, no, I just have prestidigitation at best.
They explain they've been here for quite a while, and that they've been punished severely whenever they've tried to rebel or leave, and that these orcs have just treated them completely unfairly. It's been brutal and terrible, and they hate orcs, and they don't know what your deal is, except that you've come here to liberate them, and they're extremely excited about that.
I mean, not all orcs are bad, but I understand the pain.
Right. So I want to explain in Draconic that I assume I missed while I was in the elevator. I missed their sob story, but I assume they've been here for a long time and have been treated very poorly.
That was pretty much exactly it. Yeah.
So I explained that we are a group of adventurers that has been hunting the red cultists who imprisoned them. We tracked them to this island and have cleared out the village above, as well as all of the cultists between here and the entrance.
I ask if they played a little bit when you mentioned that they're on an island, and they ask, "How can we leave?"
We're gonna say TBD on that.
I just pipe up with boats exist from how far away I am. I don't know if anyone hears me, but I just kind of say it under my breath.
Oh, a whisper on the wind.
No, it was more sarcasm and annoyance. Boats exist. I'm on an island. How do I possibly get off? I got here, but how do I get off? Yeah. I'm a lizard. I'm a dummy.
I want to ask them if this mine complex goes any deeper than this antechamber.
So you're fairly near the deepest point of the chamber, but it does slope off to the east slightly. It's been sloping downhill pretty steeply since the mine cart track has ended.
Right. Is there anything deeper in the mine, and are there any overseers deeper in the mine?
No, they say that they are pretty much at the bottom of the mine, and that they've been tasked with digging it deeper and further. But whenever they uncover crystals, they're given the command to stop, and they harvest as many crystals as they can before they extend the mine. They've been at this for what it feels like months.
Do they know who brought them here, or for what purpose other than to mine the crystals?
There's a bit of talk back and forth, and they say that they were long ago they'd been sailors, smugglers, dock workers in salt marsh. That around half a year or a year ago, one of their own had gotten into a lot of trouble with their employer, and they basically ended up getting shipped over here instead of back home where they had expected to be after the end of their latest contract.
Right. Well, that doesn't sound like anything that I would know about.
Definitely not.
Just gonna let that plot thread hang heavy in the air for a second.
I telepathically. Well, do I understand what's going on? Because this is all not in English or common or whatever.
Wow.
Can it be assumed that I'm relaying the conversation to the rest of the party?
You can definitely relay it to Adam without any kind of real concern on account of Adam having his telepathy.
I prompt the wizard to say, "Hey, do they know what happened to the dude that got in shit? Like we're looking for that guy still, kind of, at least on paper."
Yeah. Do you want to trade me for the iPad?
Yes.
1 sec. Thanks.
Name of the episode. Do you want to trade me for the iPad?
Actually, the name of the episode. Wait, I think Bringer may have said Mind Complex, and I thought he was going to say like Mind Complex. I was like, this is getting weird. I don't know.
They do Nazi stuff. It'll get flagged and might get.
Yeah, we can't do that. We can't get associated with that stuff on YouTube.
Yeah, we definitely gotta stay clean so we can monetize this guy.
Yeah, definitely.
This is our retirement plan, okay? This is COVID option A.
There's no economy anymore.
All right. Let me see if I can hop into the Discord from the laptop. These
charge people like a DiGiorno to like watch our YouTube videos.
It's not delivery, it's Bartertown.
1 second.
I'm glad you liked it, Bringer.
Oh god, I'm fucking dying from that one, to be honest.
By the way, this led me to understand that I actually do not know these states' geography around me very well.
Oh no, you put Disney in the complete wrong place. I just didn't want to interrupt the narrative.
That I knew. I drew South Carolina extremely wrong, but that's fine.
It's South Carolina. How right can it be?
I did write down Georgia LaForge as a potential.
I like that, and I enjoy the Coca-Cola.
Yeah, the Coca-Cola is great.
And Coke Canada shut down for a few days because of COVID, eh?
Yeah.
Made in
I wonder
Atlanta.
what that was. I didn't know what that
You
was.
stopped that,
They just
bitches.
randomly put circles there.
I just want to point out real quick before we all forget that I'm almost dead. Okay.
Oh yeah, look out for that.
You keep bringing that up.
I'm loading into the thing.
You.
One day we'll go to a town and I'll be able to spend the copious amounts of gold I have on healing items, but we haven't been to a town in ages.
Definitely gonna have to look up how much. I'm definitely gonna have to look up how much healing potions weigh just for you.
Because of how much money I have?
How much money you have and how many healing potions you're gonna want to buy. Yeah.
But the point is,
Why buy
I
healing
don't
potions when you can pay for spell scrolls.
I don't actually carry anything really. Like, I think the only thing I own that has weight is like, wait, I have a crowbar for some reason. Why the fuck do I have a crowbar?
Open a bird.
I asked them to tell me more about
Yes,
the
I'm gonna start talking.
the
like a bird.
compatriot of theirs that got in trouble.
there's a quick burst of chatter that you don't quite understand as they hammer back and forth. You catch a couple of words.
Scant, I'm sure of it.
Hey, hang on a
in the-
second. We have a scroll that we can talk to anyone in existence we want. We know that motherfucker. Can't we scroll that dude up?
Oh,
I have
100%.
been saying this for months.
I don't remember that. I don't remember this coming up before. I just started talking to Daryl on the fucking scroll. Okay.
It definitely came up.
I have extremely said this several times over the last several months.
Listen, just because you've heard a good idea before doesn't mean it's not a good idea. So I mean,
It is totally good idea.
It's a great idea. But first, I want to see what these guys can tell me about.
Yeah. Sorry.
So they chatter back and forth really quickly. You catch a couple of words in Draconic that you do understand. They're not really polite. You get the impression that they're not particular fans of McScree, and then they tell you that.
They know what happened. Oh, go ahead.
So they say that yes, there was a compatriot of theirs that basically led to this catastrophe. Like a social catastrophe. Kobolds had been doing so good at redeeming themselves, at proving their worth. They'd established an underground cavern near Saltmarsh where they were like building out and setting up sewers for the city, bringing in aqueducts, and just all sorts of little industrious things that kobolds can do. And yeah, there was some smuggling, the occasional little bit of larceny, maybe a murder or two, but it was all for the greater good of the kobold community.
It was all for the grand.
They were doing a lot of favors for different powers within Saltmarsh. They found working as smugglers to be particularly effective for their little community. Kobolds are small, pretty undetectable if they want to be. And
did we not establish that the kobolds were in the employ of someone that we met in Saltmarsh, by the way? Or at least someone who was a kobold sympathizer before we left.
Do they know what happened to him?
So they carry on and they say that, well, at one point, basically, this motherfucker. Hey, buddy. What's going on?
Tis I.
The motherfucker.
The motherfucker in the OP.
Theist motherfucker. So they go on and say that McScree had basically been he was a leader in the community, well respected, well liked, pretty positive, had been working very hard at furthering their goals with a large smuggling family. Despite the fact that kobolds and gnomes don't get along too well, at this point in time, they say, you know what, McScree was doing tremendous work to really bridge that gap and to bring kobolds into repute inside the community, which was governed by
regular
gnomes.
Jared Kushner.
They don't quite put it like that.
I thought it was a very apt comparison.
But then after a little while of this, after McScree sort of managed to build himself up and the kobolds around him and get put in charge of a very special mission, he disappeared with the cargo. And the kobold community was punished severely following that. Those that weren't slaughtered were rounded up. The ones that you're talking to here were already on ships and in the direct employ and, well, within arm's reach of the gnome and his smuggler group. And so, following McScree's disappearance with this cargo, these kobolds had been rounded up and sent out to this island where they'd been mined where they've been mining themselves to death, basically.
I want to ask about if they know what the cargo was and if they know who the job was for.
They say it was a very special pickup. That's why McScree had gone on the mission himself instead of sending one of them or one of the other crews. And that it was it was a mission directly for the gnome himself, the leader of the gnomes that McScree and the kobolds had sort of been winning over. And then,
what can they tell us about this gnome leader?
All that shit's encrypted on WhatsApp. I mean,
so they say that the gnome leader had been in Saltmarsh for a little while. He'd been sent down from the capital, from Baldur's Gate, to bring order to the area. But it was clear he was sort of had his own agenda, and enriching himself and his allies was clearly one of those agendas. And the kobolds thought it was great to start because they were just gainfully employed. They were brought in, and I mean, yeah, gnomes, they kind of suck, but at the end of the day, gold's gold. And that they've been happily dealing with this this gnome for basically half a year or more before McStree sort of betrayed everybody.
And do they know what happened to
they
this
say.
McStree character?
Sounds like an asshole.
You don't know what they're saying, Dolan. Neither do I. We are incredibly confused.
I know what they're saying.
Don't worry about it.
He's conveying it, but
I just know this whole story anyway.
I'm giving you condensed, terrible translation.
There you go.
Translate. It's
Type can translate.
I just keep
badly.
saying, who the fuck is McScree?
They keep talking about this asshole. He took a thing, I guess, from a guy. He's trying to figure out what the thing and guy were.
The guy was not happy about the thing. So yeah,
do they know what happened to him?
They say that they heard that McScree had actually been captured again. They laugh a little bit about this, because I mean they've been captured the whole time. So McScree getting caught is kind of well, whatever. And that he'd been one of the kobolds actually pipes up, not the leader, but one of the more malnourished ones pipes up and says that he had seen McStree himself several weeks ago before he had been dropped off on the island. And the others kind of look at him in a little bit of shock, and there's a little bit of back and forth about why he didn't tell them that. And he says, well, he was getting beat up, and he was basically just he'd been strapped to the figurehead of the gnome's ship as they were sailing around. It was basically half drowning, half baking in the sun when he had last seen McStree.
Unpleasant. Wouldn't want to be that guy.
Probably not.
Well, what's deeper in this cave off behind these guys?
That's the area that they've been tunneling through as they've been digging further. They explain that they've been given the task to delve deeper and deeper into the caves. The stone walls show a great deal of fresh work against them. It's bridged up. The kobolds have been doing a pretty good job of keeping the mines safe. Kind of looks like they know what they're doing as far as digging through the ground goes.
Is there anything in this sort of leftwardly direction, or is that the end of the battle map?
In the left direction, westerly of you, there is definitely another dropping down, and the kobolds explain they've been going that direction But somebody had spotted crystals. Somebody had found crystals over here, so they had widened it and started digging down this way. Their overarching orders, and the way to keep the orcs, the shark people happy, is to produce crystals.
Right. Do they know where the crystals? What happens to the crystals after they've mined them and brought them up to the surface? It's like does someone come and pick them up? Where do they go from here?
They tend to get loaded onto ships, although lately they've been stockpiling them near a very creepy tentacled statue.
What's that about?
They're not entirely sure. One of them is quite concerned, as the shark people were very, very vigilant whenever the crystals were placed around the statue. And having the crystals even just a little bit wrong was cause for them to be beaten. So they had to be incredibly precise when they were placing the crystals around the statue.
So
I'm glad we've
I
always been precise
telepathically,
in our hand.
I telepathically communicate to Mediator. You should ask them if any of these guys like know how to put the crystals in the right spot. Is there a crystal arranger among them that could help us?
Who gave them the instructions on how to arrange these crystals? There's someone sort of in charge of the crystal
Almost
arrangement
certainly
around.
killed them at this point.
One of the shark people had been responsible for the crystal placement.
I asked them what they're using the crystal, if they know what the shark people are using the crystals for.
That.
They say that the shark people had been talking a lot about bringing forth their god.
No,
That there had been.
Is their god the old tentacle statue, dude?
They say that is a prophet of their god. Their god is a shark god, and that they've had several kobolds been fed to. While they've been here, several kobolds have been fed to other sharks, just actual sharks, as sacrifices for the sharky god.
Did you say Sharky God, or are you saying the name of the god?
It's a shark god.
Okay.
Tooth is definitely a shark god artifact, by the way, in case.
Do you say that, or is that an out-of-character comment?
Depends on what kind of tooth it is. I don't know if I asked.
I mean, I think that to myself, but it's definitely a shark god artifact.
Did we describe it in detail as to what
it's
kind
a shark
of
tooth? Yeah.
That it's bigger than it was last week.
Yes, but it is
also
serrated.
It's also much heavier than you remember it being when you first picked it up.
You're gonna have to stick that in your mouth while it still fits.
Is it like the size of a sandwich now? Like what?
Would you say it could fit in, say, a kobold's mouth?
Oh, a kobold, definitely not. No, it's the size of a kobold's skull, basically, at this point.
Well, does that mean it wouldn't fit in a pipe rifle mouth?
I mean, it could probably fit in a pipe rifle mouth. You might have to do a little work to get it in there, but
unhinge your jaws like a snake pipe rifle?
Probably. I mean,
that sounds like something. that is the best answer.
I mean, like, I'm willing to try. Just start reaching into his mouth, like yanking in opposite directions.
Right.
Maybe I'll wear it.
Okay. Anything
like
episode? I'm willing to try.
To learn from these. Anything else we want to learn from these kobolds before we start looting these corpses?
Did they answer the question of if there was an overseer or just some shark person?
There are a number of different overseers that they've had to deal with. They have been most lately directly compelled by the orcs that you've immediately slaughtered. But the orcs themselves have been driven by the sharks, and so the orcs would often go to the surface, the top of the island, interact with the sharks, the shark people, I should say, and come back with very different sets of orders or behaviors. Sometimes the shark people would lay into the orcs, and the orcs would come down and basically kill one or two kobolds out of a
It seems like the short people are in charge around here.
Yeah. Ask them if the crystals are dangerous in any way that they know of. Like, if do they have to be delicate around them in any way? Do they explode if you hit them with an axe or anything? Like,
they say that they've been given the commands to sort of chisel the crystals out, but they haven't really seen anything directly negative from the crystals. But as crystals get mixed with blood, or as crystals get shaped, and as the orcs or the shark people perform magic on the crystals, various bad things to the kobolds happen.
interesting.
Need anything else from them, or should we encourage them to go join their companions near the entrance to the mine while we poke around a little bit more?
I think we should encourage them, and then encourage them also to convince the kobolds near the front that we are mighty warriors worthy of joining us.
Say that through the skull.
I mean, I definitely would say that through the skull. And by the way, I'm also like, I'm making my own skull eyes glow at this point with my prestidigitation. Like, we're leaning into this.
All right. I tell them to join their brethren by the entrance of the cave. Tell them of what we've done here and wait for our return while we. Did those crystals just move?
I don't think it was on purpose.
Yeah, but that was an accident. Don't worry about it.
While we
roll initiative.
I'm just no crystal monsters.
I'm handing out daggers to every kobold that walks by. Just like, there you go. Nice to see you. Here you
Remember
go.
the last time?
I'm just saying. Right? Open up my trench coat. It's just nothing but knives. Here you go.
There's not like say like a softball-sized crystal like laying around I can pick up, is there?
I mean, if you ask one of the kobolds, they could probably chip one of those off pretty quickly.
Yeah, I definitely want one. I want some. I want one to hold. So yeah.
Or do I still have some crystal samples?
Everybody
or
should still have crystal samples from last time we did
Yeah,
this.
but I want a rock like Bob Dole's character has.
I'm sure I still have those. I'm sure I still have one of those collars too. I don't even remember what it does anymore.
The canonical rock.
I tried to hand Adam my rock, but I can't get it off my hand for some reason.
Adam, they hack off a quick chunk of crystal for you and give you basically a softball-sized piece of crystal before they skedaddle.
Don't worry about it. I'm definitely not going to put it through someone's head.
Let's
Okay, good, because that was my worry.
Do you have any more detect magic charges, or should I cast it?
I do not without rest.
I desperately need a long rest.
Are you casting detect magic around these crystals? We've done that before. It just everything goes.
I'm sure the crystals will glow, but I want to see what else glows, like anything that these guys may have
my
been carrying.
bleeding wounds.
I mean, we can. Are your bleeding wounds magical in nature?
No.
Let's start. I'm gonna get the ritual started. We should search these bodies. We should search that dude who shot a lightning bolt at me.
Definitely.
Bringer, can I ask the whole conversation that happened, which took quite a while, plus everybody searching? Can we say that takes an hour and I can take a short rest and roll a bunch of hit die?
Yeah, right.
Sure. I mean,
will
take 10 minutes. We're going to be poking around here for a little bit, so that makes
short rest is an hour.
So, I mean, the conversation probably took like 10 to 15 minutes to kind of deal with the kobolds. You weren't really a part of that. If you want to take a long or a short rest, yeah, we can do that.
Okay. All right, I might as well just pull out.
We will need a long rest, but we probably shouldn't try to do it right here, right now.
And I'm almost dead, so I need to pull out all D8s I own, roll them all, There's 2.
Oh, Bean, roll up your hit dice. Bringer, can I get a reading on detect magic in this area?
You are almost overwhelmed by the feedback from the crystals surrounding you.
Baller.
Well, hold on. So detect magic has a 30-foot range. So let's move away from the crystals. So to about here.
You are still getting some weird effects in the corners of your vision towards the side of the crystals from you.
Towards what, sorry?
Where the direction of the crystals, you're still getting some weird, basically, effects in your vision from that direction. You are picking up a number of. You're definitely getting the feeling that the orc immediately to your east has some magic.
Let's start searching these corpses, and we should start with that guy.
Definitely.
Roll investigation.
Okay.
So is someone
I mean,
like
we
getting
can-
coffee or thumping around? I heard a ton of background noise.
I cut my hand actually, and I'm finding a bandage. So yeah.
Oh shit!
It's fine. It's not a
Adam.
bad cut, but it is a weird cut.
Hey Adam, why don't you
Sure,
help me do
put
this?
me on blast about it.
What'd
Adam,
you
were
say,
you
Peter?
like doing like?
Why don't you help me with the? Why don't you help me investigate these corpses?
I think I would definitely help you with the investigation.
Great mediator, you kind of go through this cultist's robes and pockets pretty quickly, and you uncover a small dagger that appears to be made of the same crystals as the walls.
Oh hell yes!
Rocks around you.
That'd be great.
It is,
I mean,
it
if
is
you don't
very
want that, I don't want
jagged
that, but I can't imagine you don't want that.
and napstone on it makes it look very, very primitive. You got a distinct feeling of magic from it.
Oh hell yeah.
Well, let's figure out what it does, and then we'll figure out what the best thing to do with it is.
Clearly stab someone with it, but yeah.
I'm sure it does more interesting things than that. Can we rifle through the rest of these bodies?
Go through them pretty
Yeah,
quickly.
I think we're not
There's a
doing much
number-
more over the next hour than like searching these guys. So I imagine we'll.
Yeah, you got a pretty good investigation roll. So,
Pretty
we'll go with
thoroughly.
that. So you're kind of picking through the corpses here. There's a handful of crossbows and short bows on the orc archers. There is the orc that had attempted to smash the cobalt into the crystals has a
The other
necklace.
caster?
Yes, the one that wearing the other robes is wearing a necklace of seaweed.
So
I mean, that
does
doesn't
the
sound very
necklace
bad.
of seaweed seem to be magical in nature?
It is absolutely resonating a dark magic from the necklace.
Okay. Cool. And all right, so good. Did either of the two casters have anything besides the dagger and the seaweed necklace?
There's a small
Bolts of lightning bolts, perhaps.
What about a skull?
Scrolls of lightning bolt, perhaps.
Never mind, who cares?
Oh, that beautiful beam footage.
No, there are no scrolls in these guys. Whatever their power is, does not appear to be the intellectual type. There's a make Faerun great again hat you spy out of the corner of your eye.
I knew I didn't like these guys.
I don't know. They have a pretty badass dagger.
So the
Can't be all bad.
any of the better armed martial types, like this berserker that was fighting Pipe, Any of those
Yeah.
haven't any of those guys carrying anything of interest
want
to
blood.
the smashy types?
I take his blood and his meat.
I think I'm still looking for studded leather armor, by the way.
You can have his hide then.
I thought you got studded leather armor.
I thought you did
Okay,
too.
I could be wrong. All right.
Did anyone take that seaweed?
It's canon.
necklace?
I have it now.
I have it right now.
take his
I want to
cannon.
I want to identify it, and then
I just want to put it on.
if we if we haven't found anything else, I want to start ritual casting identify. Starting with the crystal dagger.
Yeah, tell me about that dagger, baby.
Okay, so that is what, 10 minutes?
11. As
Oh,
a
fuck that. Now it's right out.
Okay.
Takes it takes 11 minutes to ritual cast it. And I learn its properties and how to use them, whether it requires attunement, etc. I apparently do not learn if it's cursed.
Spoiler. It was.
I mean,
Not spoiler. More like
everything
Ron Howard.
everything else has been cursed. So
It doesn't tell me
surely,
if it's
surely
cursed.
our luck will change.
It wouldn't.
Have you met
Mediator,
us?
you are given the feeling that this dagger will inflict psychic damage on a target. If it does not kill the target, you gain the following bonuses until the dagger is removed from the target creature. You gain advantage on all attacks against a creature while the dagger is lodged in their brain. You can cast Detect Thoughts against the creature at will as a bonus action.
But on
Your
that,
thoughts
It
all be like,
behaves as a dagger +1 for
Got-
attack, etc.
I've been stabbed in the brain is probably a common thought that dagger would read.
So how? So I do wonder about that. And how?
How
mean,
long
that
do they
one-
live with this dagger in their head?
I mean, that
Previous
one-
thoughts. It just says.
that one's a freebie, I guess. And I think Detect Thoughts lets you know what's at the foremost of their mind.
Which is I just got stabbed.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh,
ow.
fuck, that hurts.
okay, all right, but also
Do you actually need to stab them
you
to
could also
accomplish
like
this?
you can also get like real grim with it and like torture someone with it and like only stab their brain a little and like read their thoughts.
Do you have to stick it into their brain before
I
the
don't
thing
think.
works?
I think that was.
Wow, Adam gets right into that. No, so you can stab a creature with this, where upon magical tendrils extend from the dagger into the creature's brain.
Oh
You
hell
do not
yeah!
actually put the dagger into the creature's brain. You
Okay.
stab the creature, and magical tendrils infiltrate their
Magic.
brain.
Magic.
Okay, so it's
a
not-
bullshit pipe.
It's not the dagger itself lodged in their brain. It's the effect from the dagger lodged in their brain.
That's correct.
I mean,
How much psychic damage
It's
are we
still a
talking
dagger.
about?
you can stab in the brain if you want.
2d12.
Holy shit.
It does 2d12 psychic damage.
No, that's not.
I was gonna say. What
That's
level
more
are
than I
we?
do
It is
With a great axe.
It does 2d6 psychic damage to the target, but if the target resists, don't worry about it.
it's okay. It's probably like a saving throw or something.
Don't worry about it.
I don't know. When I get stabbed in the head with a dagger, I don't resist.
So it's the Dagger of Depositions then.
God damn it!
I quit. I'm
I'm
gonna
so
go
angry
start my
right
own
now.
campaign. If you guys want to join, mediator's
I'm
not invited.
so angry right now.
Okay. Well, this seems useful. How? What about this seaweed necklace? With Dole's fish scale armor.
I love it. I love swimming. I love punching sharks.
I haven't used it to swim up to and punch a shark once, even though you could have.
I jumped on a shark.
He does keep
Yeah,
jumping into water
We
too.
all jumped the
True.
shark that one time.
I did it. I was the first one. I initiated the shark jumping.
I can't believe none of us actually made any jokes about jumping the shark already.
Can we identify
We're
the
bad at it. We're
seaweed
bad at
necklace
it.
as well?
As you are prognosticating upon the seaweed necklace, you are able to determine that the seaweed necklace allows you the ability to breathe underwater and to communicate with sharks.
Did we
Does it
do
mean you-
identify on the tooth, or is that what triggered the
This thing has
psychic
got
adventure?
kind of weird when I started. So probably want to cast that as a prepared spell, so I spend less time communing with it.
Fair enough.
Things got weird about 30 seconds into handling it. So
I get
11
right
minutes.
into Mediator's face, and I just make the biggest puppy dog eyes at the fucking necklace.
I mean, does anyone disagree?
I'm basically crying at this point.
I am canonically meditating.
I have no use for material things.
I mean, I don't either, but also I have lots of gold.
Except a bigger fight stick.
I telepathically tell Mediator, come on.
Come on.
Shit, the classic argument that can't be defeated.
You guys want to roll need versus greed on the necklace there?
I support Bob Dole getting the necklace, is my point.
Let's
Wait, lets you talk to sharks, so Glojo would hate that. Unless you
Start-
know
when
that
you
they
say
can hear
I
us.
pick up the Mediator. I lift him above
They
my
can
head.
talk to sharks. I just tell them to say eat shit. Just make sure the shark knows to eat my ass.
from my new vantage point, much higher in the air than I normally am, I put the necklace around Dole's neck.
I
Thank you.
casually suggest to Wu, I mean, you have the dagger, you could figure out who really wants it more.
Please do that.
So, question about the seaweed necklace of water breathing and shark speaking. Does it just let you speak the shark language, or does it give you any control over sharks?
It lets you speak to sharks.
Okay, maybe you could control the sharks with a sufficient animal handling skill.
Well, if you could talk to them, wouldn't it be like a charisma check? Like you're convincing them at that point. You're not controlling anything.
No,
I'll tell them to fuck off.
Except in the way that all displays of emotion are manipulated.
Oh, yeah. I guess.
Remember how I talked to that big squid thing that was an asshole? Yeah, like that might happen again.
Then let me blow the conch shell again.
Remember when we showed the shark guys our map and they destroyed our map?
The shark
Maybe
guys
we
are
don't want it
jerks.
to talk to our enemies, is what I'm saying.
Shark guys are assholes.
I
We
mean,
need to genocide all the.
With the necklace of shark speak, Dole can tell them to eat his ass before he fireballs them.
Yes.
Those shark people ripped up my map. I'm still mad.
They're the worst, and
Wrong
we're
map.
going to eliminate them.
I really enjoy that the point of the shark speaking necklace is out. It just basically shit talk sharks before you kill them.
And
100%
know that they
above
understand.
this.
I mean,
As opposed to our current just yelling at sharks.
Right, so
Well, yeah,
Dole,
you can yell at somebody, but like it's better to know, right?
Dole, you
I
got
will-
that right. Seaweed necklace of water breathing and shark speak.
Yeah, let me add
And
that.
shark dissing.
And shark shit talking.
Water breathing and shark cousins. No treasure for me because I wasn't here to fight.
Hey, Woo, that dagger looks like it might be cursed. You want me-
You already have the thought detecting necklace.
I do. That's true. You're right. I do. You're not wrong. I just like the menace of a crystal dagger. I mean, that's why I have a crystal bludgeon, essentially.
We can really step up our good cop bad cop game with this thing.
That's
I mean, you're
something I
gonna have a
hadn't thought about.
dagger that goes like into their skull psychically. Are you suggesting that I would be a good cop in that? Because I kind of would go darker than that.
I mean, that's what would really
It's
fuck
like
with them,
bad
right?
cop, terrible cop.
Bad cop, nightmare cop.
Or as they say in America, the FBI.
Yo.
Freundleben.
I quit.
Bringer,
Talk without your lawyer present, kids.
I have a question.
Yes, my friend.
Or so I have a racial trait called Cunning Artisan, where I can create a shield, club, javelin, darts, or blowgun needles from materials and slain creatures. Could we say at some point I could just make a giant crystal warhammer or club, basically a big hunk of crystal on the end of a stick? And would that be a functional weapon that would be worth having to do damage, or would it just be garbage?
What was your racial thing to begin with, besides being like super racist?
It just says as part of a short rest, you can create a series of items. They mention shield, club, javelin, darts, or blowgun needles
I
from
would
materials.
definitely let you fashion a crude club out of crystals and bone.
That's pretty metal. I don't know how useful it would be, but I would probably idly just be doing that while we were having a short rest. We'd just be like, hey, if I tie these two things together, I've got a semi-pointy crystal mace, I guess.
I just I casually point out to Piper, you know, like,
Yeah, femur with a
bad
crystal
stuff happens
nail
when
through
Ron
it.
gets on that stuff. Just FYI, but you do you.
What was that?
Nothing.
Nothing important, really.
No, there was crosstalk. I actually didn't hear what happened.
I know. I don't want you to.
All right.
I like the idea of pipe hitting something just the right way with the right resonance that just opens a portal and he falls through it.
Yeah.
So pipe,
I'm willing to take my chance.
You find a pretty sharp, long, like a 1.5 foot long sliver of crystal that you manage to thread through the head of a femur from one of the enemies.
Nice.
You basically have built yourself a club with a nail in it, except the nail is a, I don't know, demonic crystal. Not demonic. Doom's not even out yet.
Yeah.
Some kind of weird, fucked up crystal through a bone. It's fine. You got it. It's good stuff.
I would be really proud. I would show it off. Be like, hey, look at this. In case you need to like, yeah, and like make a stabbing motion, like, you know, with the.
Oh, so you got a board with a nail in it?
Yeah,
You do a bigger board with a bigger nail in it?
No, this is a bone with crystal in it. It's a totally different thing.
You're gonna get a bigger bone with a bigger crystal in it?
I call it Mr. Pointy.
Don't
No,
blow his mind all at
Buffy.
once, Flojo.
Hey, I met Mr. Pointy. I'm allowed to use that name.
Let him work his way up from Bone Club to even bigger Bone Club.
Yeah, look, we'll cross that bridge when we get to it.
No, the bridges
I, for
got
one, am proud
destroyed.
of him for implementing something that's just like fabulous, kind of blinky.
So pipe, you basically just took the leg off one of these fucking orcs, sliced the leg down the lengthwise. Yeah, there was some meat there. Maybe you had a couple of handfuls. Just snacking, right? Like, why not?
Well, yeah.
What are you gonna do? Throw it away? It's perfectly good food.
Pull off the leg, and then just peel it like string cheese and eat it.
Yeah,
that's the great thing is this is a weapon you can also gnaw on when you're bored.
So you're saying that you should be able to also heal when you. That's what it sounds like to me.
Wait, if I
proposal
could
that
I
you get a bonus action to heal?
Could I lodge the tooth in under the crystal, sort of like a capital F? Like a long crystal spike with a weird magical tooth under it.
Just anything to avoid putting that tooth in your mouth, huh?
Look,
Tooth, mouth, tooth, mouth, tooth, mouth, tooth, mouth.
now
tooth,
is not
mouth,
the time.
Tooth, mouth, tooth,
I mean,
mouth.
Look,
it's not gonna fit in
Not
my head
gonna-
before long, so I think it is the time. But
Hey, Bringer, can
I'm
I
not
roll
gonna do it
sleight of
under breath.
hand to take the tooth and then put it in my mouth?
you're beat.
You have a beak.
Birds don't have teeth.
Yeah, I can still put it in my mouth.
All right. How about
I don't even disagree with that.
how about you roll to do it and I roll to detect you, and if you lose, I will definitely be like, no, and slam it into my mouth defensively.
Okay,
This is my
we're doing this. Let's go, sleight of hand.
This
So wait,
is
you want to? What is a
escalated.
sleight of hand roll for you? I was just gonna say we could do straight up D20 roll.
D20 versus D20.
All right,
that's,
all right.
yeah,
DM rules. Okay, let's go.
I'm gonna use the online roller.
This has gotten out of hand. I love it.
Holy shit, Pipe! I rolled an 18. Oh my god!
So while people are looting and handing out seaweed necklaces,
I
Dean,
come
like,
out. I
sneaks
come out
up-
of my
Oh,
I come out of my meditation where I'm healing up and just like slowly reach my hand over with shifty eyes, and now you narrate the rest.
yeah, because I've got probably like a belt pouch. I think is all I would really be rolling with. I have a bunch of weapons, so maybe regular backpack. But yeah, just he's reaching among my stuff. They're like, hey, no, I know what you want. You think this is gonna go in your mouth? Well, I'll show you. Yeah, no, just without actually. That was a joke. Without actually saying anything, just say like, hey, no, and it just stuffs in his mouth reflexively. I would have done that no matter what you were trying to steal. I would have stuck it in my mouth because the only other things I have are feet.
So you basically stuffed this fairly large shark tooth in your mouth. As you do that, somehow, without very much effort at all, you actually knock one of your canines loose.
Oh no.
You brought the shark tooth up to your mouth as a gag, as a joke, as a reflex. I don't know. You
Defensive
brought it
mouth
up there as a
hiding.
joke, as a defensive mouth hiding action. You brought it up there and you smashed the tooth into your other tooth.
And that's
And
the truth.
You didn't think it was that strong of emotion compared to the many hits in the face you've taken over your lifetime. But somehow your tooth is dislodged.
Oh no. Somebody else is gonna find my
Man,
magic
am I
tooth.
glad that we did a short rest and I got my spell slots back.
Roll 1d12.
1d12. 11.
I
Probably not
nudge Rue and see if he's paying attention.
Well, I'm just like rooting around in my mouth like I've got a popcorn kernel up in there.
You catch your own tooth pretty quickly. You like it pops out like very. It's kind of painful, but somehow you weren't surprised by it. As you bring the shark tooth towards your face and smash your own tooth out, you grab your own tooth and hold it in your hand and put the shark tooth up into the cavity in your face.
Am I doing this sort of without realizing why I'm doing it?
Sort of without realizing why you're doing it, and also trying to be surreptitious about it and make it look like your own tooth is now the shark tooth.
Well,
But nothing's really happened, although you have about a 50% larger fang on the right side of your face than you did like a second ago.
Does it stay in place though when
It stays in
touches my jaw?
You feel a jolt through your jaw resonating back through your skull as the shark tooth takes hold.
Okay then.
That seems not good.
Like that's what.
But I mean, you're
look
holding
at
the
Quill.
other tooth. You're holding your tooth up like it's the shark tooth, and hoping nobody notices.
Yeah, I'm gonna be like, and that's why you don't steal my shark tooth. Burger. Jerk.
And if you were paying enough attention to
Put it
this
back away.
interaction, so Beans roll perception, and anyone else that was actually paying attention to this interaction, please roll perception.
I'll definitely roll a perception.
I
for
definitely
this.
was.
Fucking
is like,
wizard.
I
does
don't
not
do
pay
anything.
That's a
for
21.
Being trolled. The reason that I knew I didn't want you to roll sleight of hand, that exact reason.
I mean, I was totally going to
Right.
shove it in your mouth if I got it.
Oh, okay. Well, either way, I appreciate the prompts to action.
You have to remember, I tend to just do what the powerful people want.
I've been too wishy-washy about cramming stuff in my mouth.
Yeah.
Mediator, Adam, and
Mediator
Glojo,
points it
you
out too.
all
I need to chomp them more.
Mediator, Adam, and Glojo, you all notice Pipe Rifle doing a fairly poor job at hiding the fact that he now has a fang in his mouth that's about 50% too big for his mouth. Joel, you're not so sure. He's a fucking lizard, man. Like what the hell?
He's got all kinds of teeth up in there.
I rolled a
Good for him.
21. Do I notice anything special?
Iced tea.
You think, Bean Troll, that the tooth might have seated itself from the actions that Pipe Rifle took, knocking his own tooth out and the tooth going into place. You're not quite sure how it ended up as seated in his face and jaw as it has been.
I give Mana a thumbs up, and then I sit back down with my legs crossed and start meditating again.
Thumbs up, chaos reign.
Like a job well done.
Like this should be interesting. Like this will be entertaining if nothing else.
Like, just now I'm like keeping an eye on it metaphorically. I'm like constantly like licking the weird tooth. Be like, okay, is it getting bigger? It's going to grow out of my head.
I asked Pipe Rifle, how you doing over there? And then I also use my medallion of thoughts on him to definitely read his mind. So I definitely know for sure what he's.
Pipe, you are
It's just a
shocked
high
at how light
sustained tone.
the tooth had felt so heavy in your grasp the moment before it had like moved into your jaw.
Yeah.
You were just surprised and like kind of shocked at how light your head feels right now. You just feel like you can just follow your forehead and your teeth into battle. Like it would just like pull you into combat almost, without you having to do anything.
Just give in to the tooth.
I
decide.
tossed Pipe Rifle a hunk of meat as a snack. Just kind of
thanks. Just fucking. Well, what kind of meat, actually? I'm a discerning lizard.
something delicious.
Where did you
point
have
is I'm trying to
delicious
get you to
meat?
reflexively eat to see if it does anything.
Some ration meat. Just tear into it. I guess freshly bloodied meat. We'll see if some blood does anything on the tooth.
Yeah.
Yeah, all right, fine. To be more in character. I was like, look, if you want me to experiment on something by snacking, then you have come to the right place. Just tear off a hunk. I don't know what's going on either, but I get some snacks, get a cool tooth. Everybody else is getting cool shark stuff.
What are your hit points at, Pipe?
42 right now.
Roll 2d12.
Good. 14.
All right. You heal 14 hit points.
Oh, hooray.
Oh,
That's the good way for hit points to go.
Interesting.
The hunk of meat that Adam has tossed to you, basically, as you're chowing down into it, it almost feels like the tooth is wiggling in your jaw to cut the meat faster.
Oh, gee.
Um,
That's an unpleasant sensation to think about IRL, but I'm sure a lizard would be super into having fucking chainsaw teeth.
Maybe it also supercharges your regular ass bite. That's pretty awesome.
it definitely feels uncomfortable to you even as a lizard, but the fact that you're able to gulp down that much more flesh that rapidly kind of makes up for it. Maybe, I don't know.
I'm sure I could see the combat applications in this. As Mediator has been pointing out, I need to use my grapple and bite more. Now
Pretty
I got a reason to
baller.
try it out. Give him the old fucking Lancer execution with the bite attack. Just chop somebody in half.
Seems like this was a good thing.
I'm sure nothing bad could come with installing a
It'll be
magical
fine.
body part from some other creature.
We'll definitely not turn into a giant, like 12-inch dagger in your skull when we fight a shark god. That won't happen.
You guys ever hear of Vecna? Anyway, he was
It's
this
fine.
guy.
If it becomes a problem, I'll just pull all your teeth out. It's fine.
Ah, see, I like someone who comes at me solution forward. This is what I will do to solve a problem that may or may not occur.
Put my hand towards his mouth.
Nope. Good for now. So far, so good. Tired of everyone trying to steal my teeth and my blood.
Got so many extra bits, though.
It's upsetting.
You've got a lot to give.
So
I
you
got
guys have been
two
down here for
whole
about an
legs.
hour now. The walls around you have started to seep a little bit. There's definitely a little bit of water pooling in the cave to the east.
All right, man.
All right, let's go check it out. Is it underwater or is it just like a giant puddle?
It
how much
is
seepage are we
filling
talking?
in, and it is coming.
Oh, Jesus.
Uh,
This is more of some Indiana Jones shit.
so long
Probably
resting is probably not a good idea.
I mean, yeah.
So I'm gonna.
I'm
Hey, we
looking.
got water coming in over here. I think we should bail.
Oh,
Yeah.
Not bail like a
Fail to
boat.
where?
I
Just
shall
keep
step the
moving.
fuck out of here.
Our wizard is gonna drown again.
Right.
That did not
all
take
right.
much to get you guys moving.
Well, I guess it's time to leave
As,
the empty cave system full of corpses. I mean,
As you
love
start
it.
teasing it towards the entrance,
Uh-oh.
you're going past the kobolds who have been taking refuge and have been chattering back and forth about your visit.
Are they up here with the?
Yeah, they're up here by the Go Broncos sign.
But by this, yeah,
The
by
Bronx.
the fire
It's
here.
got that landmarks.
I missed Georgia LaForge and is a super cool guy with sunglasses down
Call that place Hotland.
I haven't heard Mediator saying anything in a little while.
Yeah, I don't know what Mediator's deal is, but he's moving his characters.
He's
so
moving his stuff. So.
he must be speaking.
I
I mean, I think we could probably assume that Mediator would tell them in Draconic to get the fuck out. Shit's
All right, I guess I think I muted myself because I was eating an apple. I want to. I think did I manage to keep one of my skeletons here?
Yeah, I moved him up for you.
Oh, okay, cool. I want to ask the kobolds if they ever get any, flooding in this mine complex. Is that a thing? Does that happen sometimes?
No, never.
Well, it's
we
flooding.
should encourage them to come with us.
It might be time to go.
It may be time to leave this mine.
So
It may also mean there's bad weather upstairs, so be ready for that.
it could
We
also
kinda
mean that
left
Pipe
some-
Rifle's cursed now somehow because we managed to rest and then he put his tooth in and then we suddenly got a flood and that's never happened here before. But all right, yeah, let's go.
It's fine. Don't worry about it. We just need to get out of this
The
cave.
water is definitely not trying to reclaim Pipe Rifle.
I
I'll
said I didn't
post-tweet
want
that
to do
later,
this
let's go.
inside. All right, we all move up.
I assume we're moving quickly enough to keep ahead of the water here.
Yeah, the water's only slowly rising.
But determined
As you reach towards
steadily.
the end, a shark man appears in front of you and
word?
hisses.
I hiss back.
It
I
says,
mean, someone just gave me the
you
ability to
come.
Oh, fuck this dude. I'm gonna hit him and try and stun him. I don't give a shit. I'm done.
Wow.
I guess that's a roll for initiative.
Yeah, roll for initiative.
Love it.
Well, what did he say in his? He mumbles.
Why have you come?
Apparently to stun you.
Ew.
Apparently to get stunned.
Fuck.
The son of bird comes to stun, not to be stunned.
I'm done with these idiots. I'm done. I'm done with these shark people.
What? Tell us about your
So that-
dumb shark guy.
Guess that puts Glojo at the top of the initiative order. Did the guy roll yet?
Yep.
I say in shark.
I used
I used
punch dice.
Oh, I didn't add my bonus. I actually have a 15.
Bringer, can I attack first though, since he wasn't in combat and I instigated?
Initiative.
I mean, it would be, but it would be a surprise attack.
That's not what initiative works.
I get to attack first.
But it is how surprise attack works. It's fine. Whatever.
I think you would have to be like close enough to him.
I'm
To be,
standing
like,
right in
talking-
front of him. What are you talking about?
But no, be like, yeah, that's interesting. Wow, and like jab him in the throat or something. Not like run at him and attack is the first thing you do when you
Because
see
it
him.
took me a second to push the guy in.
He still can like be like, hey shit, someone's running at me to attack me. I'm gonna do something. Let's see who does it first.
I will allow you to attack him if you can make a charisma saving throw.
Sucker punch roll.
Beach roll.
A charisma saving throw? Asshole. Hey, let's pick Matt's worst saving throw. I rolled a 19 minus 1. 18.
Okay, so he attempts to banish you and fails.
Good. That's not a good sign, by the way. That's a it's a 4th level spell he's got there.
Do we hear like a big like puff of magic or something that shows he tried to do a spell?
So he reaches out towards Bean Troll, and there is a flash of arcane magic, and Bean Troll is still there.
Oh,
Okay.
And now it is Bean Troll.
Okay.
Appears to be
I'm going to hit him with my quarterstaff. Surprise.
Stun him first.
maybe.
Well, no, I have to hit him and then I stun after the hit.
Who has the?
That's
Dagger
a
of Reading
21 to hit.
Hits.
All right, that's 8 damage, and I would like to attempt to stun him.
Okay.
Constitution 14.
Rolls a 6.
Oh.
He rolls a 6.
I always forget that aspect of Mediator's character. Both
So he was
the
now stunned.
D&D character and the underlying character.
Okay, I'm going to hit him with my quarterstaff again. That is a 19.
That's a hit.
9 damage.
And okay.
And
How much damage did you do to him?
Total?
Huh?
How much damage was that total for the round?
Fuck, was the first. 7, I think, was the first. I didn't roll great on the damage.
Why we use the app?
Is he stunned?
Yes.
We should definitely interrogate this motherfucker with the dagger.
Oh, I'm not done. I still have more hits.
I know. I'm just saying, don't kill the dude.
I think we can designate like melee attacks as non-lethal. I'm not sure how that works.
You have to call them out as non-lethal.
Yeah, so but you still roll for damage, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So
You
I'm
stunned him, you get advantage on your attack rolls against him, by the way.
I do?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay, I'm gonna flurry of blows, so I hit him twice. But these are melee attacks, and I'm trying to basically knock him out, not kill him. Okay, first one. That's probably not gonna wait. What is that? A 9 or 6? That's a 9. A 13.
Misses.
Okay. And my last one. Botch. That was a 1.
Will also miss.
Those
Crack
attack
my-
rolls with advantage.
Oh, did you say with advantage? Sorry, I wasn't rolling with advantage. Okay, so that first one was that roll, which neither hit. Second one with advantage. Fuck, that's a 9. And that's another botch, so I never hit him. I just keep punching the wall.
I imagine he's like Dragon Ball Z, like dodging light
While
speed.
he's stunned.
Yeah, he's that good.
I like the idea that I'm just really fucking up and like hitting his knife and hitting his armor, not hitting
I like the
him.
idea that Big Show
Punching his
past his head.
buckle on his belt.
Just like pushing past his head on either
Drop it.
side.
That's the end of my turn.
Hey, Piper, download Warzone.
Yeah, I'm doing it.
All
I
right,
did it before I joined. It's also my turn because I'm 15 with my bonus.
Set.
No, it's Glojo.
It's Glojo's turn. I let Bean Throw go first. So Glojo, your turn.
You got cutsies.
Lojo,
Nice.
don't kill him. Non-lethal.
I was gonna grapple.
Automatically
Man.
fail his saving throw against grapples and shoves while he's stunned.
Exactly.
Makes sense.
I'm too far away to go grapple him. I'll let Pipe Rifle do that.
So you could prop an action then. So if this guy moves, you could blast him with an arrow.
I want to fasten one of the shark's teeth my necklace onto my arrowhead.
Why not?
That's gonna take you more than 6 seconds. But I will allow it because I like where you're going with that.
Okay, well that's what I'm gonna do.
There's a dead shark outside. You can make a whole quiver full when you're done.
If we need to do anything.
Okay.
Shark's teeth are ready to go.
You should definitely make a
Grab
quiver of that when we're on arrest. By the way.
So
Alright.
this guy is
Piper,
going
it's now your turn.
I'm just thinking, can we
to be this guy's
could
going
you
to be
make like some Hawkeye
standing there
shit?
stunned for the next 6 seconds, which may be enough time to restrain and gag him. But we should do it as
Yeah,
quickly as
Glojo,
possible.
You could run up and take an action. That's 40 feet. If-
Most people only
because
have
he's-
30 feet.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you and I are
Oh, I guess I'm just
weird.
great.
Yeah, you have
third
40, I
one.
have 45.
Oh, all right, so if it's my turn, then I am going to run up and grapple him, which I just read up on, but don't need to because he's stunned, so he will fall down. And I am just going to,
Shove him, pin him to the ground.
Big old
Yeah.
hug.
yeah, I've knocked him down, and I'm going to pin him down and like growl with my mouth open over his face, but not actually do anything. If other people want to come up for the interrogation part, I'll be the heavy on this one.
Speaking of, it's Adam's turn. Mana, what are you up to?
So he's
Hey.
restrained.
Do you have anything? You're going to want to gag him with something.
Yeah.
Anything else?
Surely I have something I could gag this motherfucker with. Hang on a second.
Gross.
Wow.
And don't call me sure.
Okay. All right. Yeah. So I take since I'm Hang on. I'm close enough to this motherfucker. I mean, yeah. All right, I'm technically close enough. I shove a water skin in his mouth, and then I like wrap rope around his head, and then I just like
Are you waterboarding him?
and then I just kind of like wave Woo over here, and then I point at the dagger, and then I give him a thumbs up, like let's figure out what this dude's deal is.
Oh, I see what you mean. So the water, an empty or semi-empty water skin shoved in the mouth and then secured with rope
Yeah,
as a
exactly,
sort of
yeah.
ball gag.
Yeah, we're ball gagging him. Yeah.
We don't want
Don't
him
kink.
casting anything that requires
Yeah, verbal component.
somatic components.
And if I have time, I like bind his hands as well. I mean, I don't know
Yeah,
why.
because there's this get the somatica. If we got rope,
Yeah, I
tie him
got
up.
rope.
However, if
I
you
got
got
rope.
and you got rope and you want to talk to him for whatever reason, I mean that will involve ungagging.
No, it won't. We have a psychic dagger, and I'm telepathic.
Oh, that's right, and we have fucking amulets, and we got all kinds of ways to.
We got this. I'm not worried about that.
It's probably actual mental, psychic abilities are one of our most common, one of our core strengths. Telepathy, at least. A bit of a. I don't know what this would be. Psychic assault. A little bit of. Oh shit!
All right. So what do I need to do now? Like, are we ready to begin the interrogation? Or
if you have the board set up, you need to play the Reaper noise as a stand-in for the Inception sound.
No, I need cables.
For this,
we should definitely. By the way, ask if there are any more of his people around. Like that should be the first thing we do.
He went at the top of the initiative order. We've gone through Adam. It's Still's turn next.
I only see V-Troll on the turn order.
Yeah, me too.
Well, too bad because it's Joel's turn.
Bringer's forward, making the turn order, I guess.
I use my newfound ability to speak in Shark, and I just say, sorry about this, but I'm technically good aligned, therefore I'm blameless, and I do.
Wow. Way to take a stand, buddy.
Yeah, but none of us can understand him.
And in Shark, it just goes like, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, I don't want to know what sharks sound like when they talk. It's a horrifying idea. Like current day sharks, if you got them up in the air.
Cartoon from the 90s.
It's just that Bendy Wall Street Sharks information.
I actually just like imagine a lion, not even like a garble lion, like literally the same noise a lion makes.
Like the MGM opening lion,
the MGM lion, exactly.
But it's a shark just sitting on a pedestal in the open air. Yeah, that's like one of my childhood nightmare things. It's like finding a shark out of water, like flopping around, making weird like wheezing noises.
Just biting you randomly.
And trying to bite, like because it's somehow still alive. Like, ugh, doll's eyes, etc.
Or does this guy? Was that Dole? Were you doing anything else?
No.
Just trying to ingratiate
from blame, just trying to justify my continuance in this cult /
trying to write your
quest / torture spree.
Listen, not all torture is done in the name of evil.
Calm down, Jack Bauer.
Yes.
Don't worry, we don't have any Jack Bauers. You're not on a schedule, apparently. We're just kind of.
We are running out of time.
You have a message as a cantrip, right, Adam?
I do. Yes.
Okay. I think that we'll let him talk back through the gag. I don't remember.
I mean, he could also talk back
into
psychic speaking, but yes.
I think that one's only one way.
No, it's is it? I don't maybe. I don't think it is, but let's see.
Can reply in a whisper that only you can hear.
I don't know if he can actually respond.
Capital W whisper.
Detect thoughts will suffice even if he can't speak.
Don't speak. I know what you're thinking.
Detect thoughts is just in your Instagram account, right?
Where are we in the turn order now?
It is your turn.
Adam actually make it all the way up to this guy?
Yeah, right next to him.
Is he holding anything? Is he holding anything in his hands?
We bound his hands out, so we would have taken it. I think.
Did we do that?
That was what Adam was saying with the gag and then tying him up.
I asked if I could also bind his hands, and I don't know if we got a definitive answer on that.
Oh, I didn't hear that part. You did not get time to bind his hands in 6 seconds.
But you stuffed a water skin in his mouth?
Yeah, and then I tied that around his head like a ball gag. That's what we left it as.
I imagine real quick, like hog
And
time.
right now
just,
he's
quick
like right now he's like grappled by pipe rifle and pinned
Yeah.
to the floor, and he's also stunned.
Yes.
So maybe that
with
was
the
not
fucking
the
gag
necklace
in it.
that he was holding when I pinned him.
Is he holding anything in his hands?
No.
Can I move up and try to bind his hands?
Sure. Why not?
Can I do a help action as a? That's completely.
You are
not my
busy
turn.
restraining him, but
I'm thinking like when I let him up to
roll a 1d20 to see whether he succeeds in binding his hands.
What kind of check is that? Or is it a check?
It'll be a DC 12.
Well, I mean, what is it? An ability check?
No, it's DC 12.
It's a fuck with the rules lawyer check.
I don't know what like the exact ability would be here, so we're just gonna make it a DC 12. Like
a GM's discretion check.
You're trying to do something. You're trying to do something that has a pretty good chance of succeeding, but might not work. So. You manage to get the rope hooked around one of his wrists, but you're not quite able to tie it around the second one in the 6 seconds available because you have not tied that many knots in your lifetime on account of being a weird wizard.
Wow, I was calling you a soft boy.
I feel like a wizard would definitely do some sort of Eagle Scout shit when they were young. Because a wizard's just like a fantasy nerd shit.
Yeah. Well, he fucked it up, so I don't know how to explain now.
He goes to weekend wizard camp and learns knots and friendship.
I mean, do I look like the kind of wizard that goes outside?
Hey, why don't you read a book about tying knots?
There are books about tying knots.
Bringer, have I read any books about tying knots?
Roll for books about tying knots.
So
1d4.
History
check.
check.
The history of knots?
History.
Do I know anything about the history of knots?
History skill.
Nobody uses the history skill.
Give me a 1d4.
Okay.
I liked history of
knots.
knots.
Is that a no? Is that a no on the history of knots?
You remember a little bit about the history of knots, but it only gets you to an 11 out of the 12 you needed.
You sure this isn't a dexterity check?
Yep. So it was a combo dexterity and knowing things check. And I guess you just don't know shit.
Yeah, I've got a dexterity modifier of +2.
Okay. I'm going to allow 1/2 of that dexterity modifier, giving you a +1, getting you the 12 required for the DC. How about that? Because I am a kind and generous god. I mean, dungeon master.
Look at this guy.
You wore down the DM. Good job.
Yeah, the best victories are run through nagging, I find.
So yeah, the billable hours sometimes just turns into nagging. It's a lawyer thing. You're able to run up. You get some ropes hooked around the. You get some ropes hooked around this guy's wrist. It doesn't look that stable, but he's kind of grappled by a large lizard and is being psychically entranced right now.
I mean, he would fail any opposed strength or dexterity check.
You're pretty sure you got him, but maybe pipe rifle holding on to him is a better course of action than just. Glojo.
Malcolm Gladwell.
What is this guy in the initiative order?
It's actually first.
It cycled past him again, or did you not do anything?
I decided to cycle past him because of your tying, and Piper would grappling him. I decided that was
he's stunned anyway. He loses his turn.
He's stunned through. Is it stunned to the end of his turn?
Yeah. He loses a turn when he's stunned.
He is now no longer stunned.
Right.
But He's still grappled and tied up, and now it's Glojo's turn, but Glojo's probably passed out.
I'm fine. I have corona.
Look, we all have
Here.
corona. We all have COVID-19.
Pipe Ripple, you had COVID 420.
It's COVID o'clock over here.
I hope it was
COVID 420, pneumonia every day.
I just got back.
But you were real. That's what I hope.
God damn it.
I just looked at chat.
Jordan Peterson, and I'm so angry right now.
God damn it.
Hi, Jordan Peterson is just the worst addendum you could make to anything.
Is he dying in a Siberian hospital now because he had?
Yes,
he sure is.
So, by Jordan Peterson is completely appropriate.
There you go.
But by Jordan Peterson, not appropriate.
There you go. That's going in chat.
This can't go up on YouTube because we say Jordan Peterson so much. We're going to get slotted into the algorithm with all the other white power shit.
We should
so many fucking alt-right motherfuckers gonna watch this and be so confused.
To be fair, we are super fantasy racist.
That's all right. I have a mute button. I've just been hitting it each time.
We haven't even learned the shark people's race name. We just call them
it's the
shark
cough
people.
button that you would use
Massively
on radio. I'm
offensive.
just
they're Sahagin.
I know, but no one calls them that. We call them shark people.
What are we doing to this guy? Just keep him
shark people language.
You're waterboarding him, basically. Lose a short person, so it's more like airboarding.
Too far away to walk up to him and kick him in the nuts. So
we're all talking about restraining him for interrogation, but I am holding him down and no one's interrogating.
And we're still in the combat.
We haven't actually restrained him fully, right?
I'm too far away.
Pretty good.
Restrain him.
I mean, we've got a good. I mean, we have basically a good 12 seconds to work with.
Oh, you want me to move forward?
So I guess I've moved. Like we're all just kind of clustered.
I guess
here.
the real question is, if he's completely restrained, why are we still in combat?
Yeah.
I don't know.
My assumption is there's another dude behind him somewhere.
I guess we can exit combat for now.
All right, so we're all.
Can we do a perception check to see if he is alone currently, or if there are people
Why don't you drag him? Why don't you drag him back?
Glojo is
down this way a
posting
little
up to
bit.
watch.
You can do a perception check. It reveals that there is a steady flow of water past him and the entrance.
So there's water coming in both ways?
Pouring down the stairs.
God damn it.
Interesting.
First question, what's with all the water? Oh yeah, you're gagged.
Second question, hey, you're gagged.
Were you gonna use the time knife or something?
Yeah, I can either use message on him or someone can stab him with the.
Can you like lay it on his forehead and do the same thing because it's psychic tendrils, or do you have to stab him? Do you think?
Well, stab is an exaggerated term. Yes.
Pipe, can you drag him back a little bit so you have a bit more room?
Let's find a middle ground here by the GoPro.
Well, Pipe has him grappled and
Broncos
thrown.
down.
He can drag him at. You can force movement at like half of.
Drag him, sis.
Is he trying to do anything? I'm not sure.
He is not resisting you right now because he has just come out of his stun.
How did we manage to drag him any sort of distance? I'm not sure how we're set up at this point.
Yes.
I don't know. I just some place where we have a little bit more room.
You managed to drag him in the hallway about 20 feet.
Yeah, it's about half. My moves. And then what, does he start fidgeting as he comes out of his stun? Or I would say that I would have him like arms under the armpits, like dragging him back.
You've kind of got like a full Nelson as you're pulling him.
Yeah.
So he begins like twitching and kicking, but he's not really able to struggle out of the grasp that you've got him in. At least right now. He might get a chance to roll against you in the next turn, but he was also stunned, so you've got a real advantage on him right now.
Okay. I'm gonna whisper, be like, "Shh, it's okay. We just want to talk." I think. I don't really know with these guys sometimes. You might die. Look, all I can do is be honest with you and with myself. I'm trying to be a better lizard, you know? You should think about it. Some people say I talk too much.
Can I
Just, this is part of the torture.
can I hand the Dagger of Depositions to Adam?
Sure.
All right, and we're out of
You want
combat,
to,
so I
though?
can start getting to work on this guy, right?
Counselor, go to work.
Is that really something you want to support?
I mean, would it be
It's an
better if I did it
emergency right
myself?
now. We could be drowned at any minute.
Did
You
banish?
I'll be
I
fine.
did banish being troll.
I think
What-
from my time in
what
the
I'm
swamps, I
saying
know a
is-
little bit about the water table, and it's like there's
Tell me where
rain
the
coming
water is
in down the
coming from.
stairs,
We're running out of time.
and it's filling up the underground.
but really, like, we have this guy tied up. We have him. I'm clearly brandishing like a terrifying looking dagger in front of him.
Bet he'll
Like,
recognize the terrifying.
It's
Terrifying
pretty terrifying because it's made of crystal. It's not necessarily just because it's of the specific dagger. It's just I figured this is a menacing looking weapon that he's like, oh, that can't be good news.
I'm sure he'll recognize it.
It
I
is
would-
not
yeah,
good
sure.
news.
If I had a
Right.
psychic interrogation dagger somewhere on my team, I would know it when I saw it.
His eyes,
Like-
his eyes go very, very wide at him as he
That's-
pulls the dagger up.
That's Jimmy's special knife.
I like pull the dagger closer to like his like sharp ugly forehead, and I say, are you alone? Like the first thing I need to know is whether or not he's alone or whether he has company with him.
He shakes his head.
That doesn't mean anything. Give me an answer.
Shakes his head which way?
He's fucking
One-
gagged.
One question at a time, Adam.
Are you alone? Is the question.
He shakes his head.
But does he shake his head yes or no?
I would
It
argue-
is a no. It
A
is not a
shake is
nod.
no, a nod is a yes. This is an ages-old semantic argument.
Okay, I've never heard this argument. So then I
I
immediately
will
say,
fight
how
you over
many?
this.
I'm on the team of a shake means no, a nod means yes. Somebody saying shake your head yes sounds weird to me. Yes,
All right,
but
fine. All right,
people say it.
We've
It's
cracked
fine.
the mystery.
Adam is incorrect.
We've cracked the
Hearing-
mystery. All right.
I'm glad you
Yeah.
got to the point where we all realize Adam's wrong. So
So this is just a standard intimidation sesh right now, right? You're not activating the dagger psychic power. He is still
I mean,
reduced to yes or no
I
questions
imagine
right
the
now.
dagger will eventually get close enough to him that it'll fuck him up. Yeah, right now I'm just menacing him, and he's in a pretty compromised position. So
Yeah. So we're just doing yes or no's right now. It sounds like so he's not alone.
yeah,
What else?
he's not alone. I say, how many?
he laughs. Well, tries to.
What do you want him to do?
Alright,
Clump his
well,
foot like a
alright,
circus horse?
See, if I turn my character,
and I press
Oh.
the point up against his fucking shark snout, and I repeat again, how many?
if I turn my character to face the other way, I won't see any horrifying torture happening. That's plausible deniability.
You sure you don't want in on
I
this?
don't know what's going on back there.
difference over here? We got a complete disregard for life over here. It's fine. To the point of it being criminal, probably.
Adam, he looks right at you and blinks with both eyes, 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 and laughs.
I think he's trying to say lots.
I tell the crew to go like watch the door because I think there are more people, and then once no one's watching, I slice the dude's like right fin off, and then
I'm
I
still
say,
holding him. I'm just,
"Oh, you're not tied him up. All right, don't look."
it's
right
fine.
now."
I'm not worried about it at all. So I'm just like, yeah, all right. You gotta stab this dude. Hold on, and then get him down onto like his knees. There you go. Is that better for stabbing?
Yeah. So we're
Rest.
definitely like definitely cutting this guy's like right fin off real quick. And I tell him at that point, I assume because I'm starting to cut this guy up, I actually can detect his thoughts now with the dagger. Is that an accurate thing?
Yes.
Am I getting feedback? Okay. So I
What is
ask
my
him,
alignment
how do
like?
I make them go away?
You make them go away.
You see the vision of a maw and an enormous mouth.
Oh, so we eat them.
Interesting.
Problem solved.
All right.
It seems to me like we should let Pipe Rifle bite him.
I gotta hankering
Second.
for some chomps.
But bite him.
I will at least threaten him first. Like, hey, so I'm not really good at torture and like interrogation and statecraft and shit, but I'll bite you. If,
Pipe, can you roll charisma real quick?
oh sure, what's that? A +0? No, it's a -1.
Proficient in
fine, don't worry about it.
intimidation, I assume,
It's-
right?
Well, no, if you ask for an intimidation roll, that's a different thing.
No, I want charisma.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fine. I mean,
This guy.
it is what it is.
So you're having a little bit of trouble speaking because of the mismatch in the size of your feet.
Hey, bro.
But you're doing an okay job at expressing yourself. And rather than laughing at you, this prisoner is now horrified when he realizes why you're having trouble speaking.
It has nothing to do with what I say. Just that I opened my mouth.
No, you've opened your mouth and he's seen what's inside of it. And you're not speaking anything in particularly nonsensical, and so he is just completely transfixed on you and horrified and is just
Yeah,
Adam,
that's
ask
right.
him what the tooth
Real
is.
scared.
Yeah, I see.
I don't
What kind of a
realize
mistake
that that's
is
why it's
making with
happening?
the tooth, by the way.
well, he's still gagged right now, so
Well, I'm
You
jabbing
get a
him a little
flash.
bit with the dagger, so I should be able to thought.
you absolutely do get some of his thoughts, Adam, and you get the sense of an enormous swimming, devouring sensation passes over you.
Baller. All right. Then I jab the dagger a little deeper into him and I compel him to tell me how to get to where he and his shark people are coming from. How do I find the nest of you?
You just get the sense of going deeper and deeper into the water.
And I get no feedback, for instance, of like watercraft or anything, or anything, how, or tools to go down to go visit the water people, or maybe he doesn't have that because he doesn't need it. But
He's a shark
basically,
dude.
I'm probing for information for how I get down there.
To get down there, you got to get up in there.
Good point.
What did he say about what the tooth was? I had to take my headset off
It's
first.
an enormous swimming monster vision.
Okay.
So we could ungag him. I know he did a spell, and that
I don't know if
is
it's
not
really
a
going
good
to help
thing.
at this point. My concern and my thought right now is he's shark and has no need to tell. He gets down to like his undersea kingdom just fine, so he doesn't necessarily know. Like, he's not going to help us get, for instance, like a submarine or something. Okay, I feel like who his contacts are on the surface at this point.
Right.
Is that something I can do?
It is, and you get an image of that guy that Beantroll got really sassy with in his bard persona in the town chambers.
Oh shit!
Yeah. Now what?
Which one?
Shit.
The cop, the leader,
The leader dude.
chief?
It's the leader dude. The leader dude, and there is a perception of the cops in the background of the image that you receive, but the primary image is of the gnome governor leader.
All right, I jab the dagger deeper into him, imperiling his life, and I say, and like, where is the whatever meeting place or storehouse of where you're giving them shit? I'm looking for the goods because we got some scores to settle.
We got some kobolds to arm.
That's also a possibility.
Adam, you get an impression of a couple of warehouses near the main harbor in Saltmarsh when you ask that question.
Okay, and then so one more second here. Hang on, ID. All right, I'm asking Dole, who is like looking out. Does he see? Just tell me if you see anyone coming after him.
Okie doke. What are you doing back there? I'm not looking. Anyway, don't care. Don't tell me.
Do you see anyone?
Do I see anyone?
Are you just repeating it back to him?
She's asking Bringer.
I know, but it.
Where are you looking, Dole?
Out from where the shark guy came from, up north.
You are able to see sort of a little bit out of the build house that you guys came down through, and the storm outside has renewed in its strength.
I see water.
There's now lashing up against the side of the house in great waves, and the rain is practically blowing sideways as the wind is howling.
I think it's important to point out that if the water is lapping up against the side of this building, all of the islands are currently underwater.
It's very wet out there.
But my point is that we're not seeing, for instance, any more shark people out there.
Not up the stairs right now. It's
okay. All right.
Are you guys done interrogating this dude? Because this tooth is making me hungry, if that makes sense.
All right. Then I say, okay, how do I get the hell out of here? And not meet your friends. How the hell do we get out of here?
Well, there were boats.
You don't. Welcome to your doom.
Wait,
I like
pipe rifle.
All right, Sinistar.
Yeah, I just like chomp the air as a symbol for pipe rifle to chow down.
Make like a little hand puppet Muppet bite. Nom nom. Like someone who's going on and on. yeah, chomp chomp. All right. I'm gonna rev up my tooth.
Eat his face. Eat his face.
I'm just gonna turn him around so he's facing me and be like, so this is how you want this to go? You ready to meet Sekolah? Anything else you want to tell us?
It looks up at you very bewildered almost. It sees the tooth and cries out.
Well, that's all I need, and then just bite him right off the neck.
Crunch.
The cry is immediately cut in two. It's a perfectly cut scream, and your health is restored.
Oh, yeah. I was not that hurt anymore, but that's still pretty great.
Hey, do you remember when we were good guys?
Lizard men are always neutral.
I cast darkness on the pile of like viscera and mess.
Just hear some fucking horror movie sounds coming out of it.
Casually relay what happened here, so that anyone who is not really paying attention just doesn't have to know what happened necessarily.
God,
make it a little easier for my stomach.
You've recreated another traumatic moment from my childhood that I just remember, where I was watching the old black and white Night of the Living Dead, and it's the part where the truck crashes and they burn in, they're all being eaten, and it's just silent with nothing but crunching noises. And while that scene is happening with all of the flesh-eating, crunching. The power went out in the middle of the night. So all
Oh,
of a sudden,
God.
I'm like, and I was like 11, and we're in the middle of the woods already. It's just like this whole like
That's
combination of shit.
horrifying.
And everybody's like, "Well, just go to bed. Just feel your way up to your room. Go to bed in the pitch blackness." Like, oh,
No.
but yeah,
We shout
Yeah.
to the kobolds behind
you
us.
hear us yell and scream at this dude, a cut short scream, horrible crunching noises, and then everything goes pitch black.
We yell to the kobolds behind us that we know who's responsible for the bondage and the pain that you have suffered. We will reunite you with you kobold brothers and give you the chance to seek revenge if you come with us.
The kobolds start pouring out of the cave behind you.
Yeah, because it's darkness, they don't know that anything happened out here. I think everything's fine.
We like kick the corpse off to the side after I'm done chomping on him.
It's just I'm
I'm sure Mediator wants to rummage through his pockets because he's a magic
And
user.
I do want to rummage through his pockets.
Yeah, it wasn't a diss. It was just a prediction. It's just a
Are his pockets in the middle of a sphere of darkness right now?
logical flow of events.
I mean, I can see in the darkness, so I can loot pockets for it if necessary.
I think everybody, including those kobolds, can see in the darkness. If it's
No,
just
it's magical
if it's
darkness.
just
No, they
dark.
can't.
Oh, okay.
But
Dark
I
vision
can
doesn't
see
work.
magical darkness, so I can't.
Adam can see in special darkness.
Yes.
He's the emoist.
All right, so I checked the dude's pockets on behalf of the.
You find a scroll written in shark language.
Let me get back to you on that. I'll be right back. Hang on.
Is that like a real hang on, or are you just like theatrically doing that?
Oh, it's real.
Okay. Well, we'll give him the scroll. Yeah, we'll give him it.
I'm gonna grab a beverage. I'll be right back.
All right, go beverage up.
I look at the note and hold my necklace and squint really hard, but it doesn't work. Don't worry.
You can only read. You can only speak it. You can't actually like read the language.
I'm really trying though.
Actually,
Doing my
can
best.
you read if you can speak in this game? In this game, I don't know how that works.
I'm sure it's different.
Pretty sure they're separate.
Really
Alright.
weird. That shark guy tried to kill Bean Troll, and then Bean Troll just killed him in self-defense, and nothing else happened.
Meanwhile, Piper Rifle's got like half of a fucking shark person hanging off of his face.
Meteor looks fucked up.
Guy, is he still alive?
That tooth sure seems handy.
Lots of them, though. We have a whole shark's mouth worth on my neck and yours.
Oh yeah, but this is a magical shark's
That's
tooth.
not
So
We could make the rest of the magic. Who says we can't?
Yeah, I like where Gloja's mind is right now, to be honest. What if I just took all of my teeth out and put shark's teeth in? Like, would that work?
No, I'm not doing that. I'm going to use them for arrows.
What if I took
We're
all
gonna-
my teeth out? Oh wait.
You're a
mean,
bird.
If I took all Pipe Rifle's teeth out.
I'm really bothered by the constant talk of bird teeth. It upsets me.
I mean, I could Google it and find some pictures for you.
So
I
what
know,
does this
it's
make
why it
here?
upsets me.
Pipe Rifle eat him?
Careful, went to go get a drink.
Pipe Rifle eat the little.
We were waiting
The
for you to
shark guy?
loot the
face
shark
of the
guy.
shark. We've looted the shark. And we had a
Alright.
scroll of-
What was he carrying on him?
Ow! Fuck. Sorry, I hit my knee.
Was he carrying on him?
Blood. I took it.
He had a lot of blood. Piper took most of it.
Right, what was the thing he was carrying?
He was carrying a small shell inscripted with shark language.
A shell?
Yes.
Can you detect them? Can you read this shit?
Seashore.
Comprehend languages is a spell.
Yeah, although I would need a little bit more time.
All right, we'll take it with us. It's all right.
Yeah, let's take it with us and study it when we have more of a chance to.
We should definitely get topside and grab some of those
I'm gonna
boats.
study some stuff. You guys.
And then
Do you think
are
we
the
can?
boats
I mean, do you
Feel
think
like
we
our
can
D&D
sail on
homework.
this weather?
What's that?
again, mediator?
Do you think we can sail in this weather? I mean, we should get out of the mine in any event. Are the
I mean,
kobolds
my
coming with
also
us?
concern is that I don't know that these boats are really like seaworthy. Period, but I don't know.
I mean, the
I don't-
ones
I
that were
don't-
out there were all like dinghies.
Yeah, I'm a little.
We can use
concerned
them
that
to
we
get
may
out
not
to the
have a
one
way
that's
off
our
this fucking
friend.
rock, because we've established at this point Daryl is a concern.
I mean, if the boats are smashed to pieces when the storm ends, they would have gotten smashed to pieces with us in them if we tried to get in them
Yes.
and leave right now.
So
Sorry,
we
what's the
should
problem
just
with
go.
Daryl? I missed that part.
He just seems like he's doing his own thing right now.
The group seems a little scared of Daryl. If I'm not,
Daryl's going through his angsty teen years.
Yeah, he's an angry teen right now.
Do you think? I mean, we should call him and see if he.
I mean, you say the
if he
group is
shows up.
afraid. I would like to point out that Quill is not afraid.
Okay,
I'm not.
Quill has no feelings.
I
That's
have
my
no.
best friend.
fair enough.
I am just
The
very
only thing
depressed
he's
that I
afraid of
can't
is the
fly,
top of pyramid.
and I'm on board with whatever. But I don't see a need to be afraid of the giant ship-eating ship. Sounds
Hey, Luther.
that
why don't
sounds
you try and call
perfectly
Luther?
normal to the
Call,
things he's seen.
Should we get?
Luther,
if-
call
if
Daryl.
We've gotten everything off of this this Sea Devil guy that we met in the hallway here,
Yes.
Yeah.
mine area, and get more topside so we can get a better sense of what's going on out there.
Before we do that and run into the other shark freaks, let me call it to Daryl with how many sending scrolls do I have? I don't remember.
5 to start with.
And we used one to call him initially.
What did we actually learn from this guy? He comes from the ocean. He is not alone.
His
he can't handle
contact
the tooth.
topside is the guy that
Oh yeah, and that one.
beefing with. And then
Rising.
I had eaten, and then you ate him.
Let's go
Did
eat
we-
that gnome. I could eat the fuck out of a gnome.
did we also get? I asked him if he had a warehouse or where the goods
Oh, that's
are.
right.
Did I get an answer to that?
A series
asked
of
him
warehouses outside of Saltmarsh.
Yeah, it's like warehouses at the docks.
I think that's
I
where
remember
we
that
should
one.
go.
The
I think
sea-
it's time we head back to Saltmarsh and do some fucking role playing upside someone's head. Because there's a lot of shit going on, and we've been out
Saltmarsh,
and about
things
with
we
no
can
real
buy,
direction for a
shops.
while. Yeah.
this makes a lot
Civilization.
of sense to
Town
me.
portal.
Some civilization would be nice.
Who's got the TP scroll?
I could buy health potions.
Weird tree.
You can buy a
Portal,
health
please.
potion for
for
me.
like 5 weeks.
I
More
think
than
I
that, I
promised mediator
I think
some money.
role playing upside someone's head is my my choice for the subject.
Well, but we're not actually doing it this time.
Anyway, I call it to Daryl with a sending scroll. Does he reply?
Does he reply? Yeah.
Do you?
Is there a
You-
town
I mean-
portal? Is that gate?
You have to send him a message with sending Dole.
Oh yeah.
You get like 25 words. You get like 25 words in your message, and then he
Shit.
can reply if he wants to.
Sup, Daryl? We're at that weird island place. Please come. Bye. I love you. Bye.
We've got snacks.
It can answer if it wants. Does Daryl answer?
Daryl answers. It's a kind of a concerning answer. You get the message from Daryl. He's wild. Daryl scared. That's
What?
Wow.
Daryl scared of something? Doesn't
The
sound like.
sea.
Interesting.
Scared of the sea itself. Does he want to come on land and be a Baba Yaga hut or something with legs?
How
Get out
about
of the ocean
we?
for a while?
How about we go outside with my 0 spell slots and kill a god or something?
Yeah, we should go outside and see what's up.
Daryl can roll up on us and turn into like a siege engine or something.
Well, I asked Daryl to come, but
All right. Do you guys want to see what's upstairs and then like do a dramatic Dragon Ball Z next time ending? Like, as we square
pretty
up,
good.
'cause it's
I mean, we
Again,
should get upstairs.
I'm still exhausted, but I would like to see what's upstairs and maybe try a war zone. But I may just pass.
Also good. Two options. You guys exit through the top of the bunker. What the fuck? Top of the mining area, which had basically been covering a large encampment. The wind is lashing back and forth in almost a horizontal blast. The water has now risen to almost a couple of feet below this island and the island next to it. The statue on the middle island is now being almost touched by the larger waves that roll through. And then the waves subside and leave the water below the statue. There is a large electrical storm blasting as well, where a number of lightning bolts are lashing through the sky. It's now late in the day, after you guys have been through a number of combats and interrogations and combats and tortures.
Some
Are we currently on the highest point?
Yep.
On this, and how rainy, how wet is it up here where we are?
Where you guys are is not so wet. The waves are lashing fairly high against the island immediately to your east.
Where Glojo is for some reason.
And are splashing water up fairly high against the statue, even with the crystal surrounding it. The sky is quite dark for being mid-afternoon.
It is.
Is
this actually a building behind us that leads down into the mine?
Yeah, that's what we came out of.
It's basically like a
Right.
covered dig zone into the mine. It doesn't really have walls to protect it, so that's why the mine was starting to get flooded from the top. Was the wind and rain and waves were occasionally bringing water up to the top of the island and washing it down into the excavation below.
Right. So this thing is covered, but it doesn't have it's not a structure with walls.
Correct.
I tell Wu, I know you were in the other island last time, but last time when the weather fucked up, we blew this conch that I have, and I prominently display the conch in my hand. Say, it did summon a giant terrifying monster, but once we killed the monster, the wind stopped, and we may be able to get Daryl to come visit us. Just kind of put that out there as an option, summoning a terrifying monster. Just a thought.
Right. Is do the weather conditions seem to be getting worse?
Obviously, we cannot.
It's fine. It's okay. It's good. In fact,
It's the
I love it.
Coke. The Coke
I love it when
brothers.
we pronounce conch like crotch with an N.
Conch.
Great.
Conch is one that you can. It's
A thing.
situationally acceptable. I don't know.
He lives in Florida. They actually
crotch.
legitimately eat those there. Okay.
We blow the couch and the crunch.
Look,
We blew it, and this big thing happened.
public Key West.
I like how the definition insults us and says "learn to pronounce."
Both is
fucking
okay,
noun.
is what I'm trying to get at.
Conch.
It's conch and conch.
Yeah. Yeah, I wish I was
Conscious
better at
fire.
reading the what's that called? The
I'll always call it a
phonetic pronunciation language.
Languages for nerds.
Well, so other than bad weather, do we see anything of import up here? Is this a real guy or somebody who just forgot to get X'd out? Or somebody by the squid statue?
Everybody up here is dead.
I mean, I think it's a valid question.
That guy?
I know we
Yeah.
killed everyone up here to Glojo's
I
point, but
think
it doesn't
he
mean they're
was
not new, dude.
I think he was a mage and we killed him with range. Good thing we have the hat to better the map. Putting the hat on the squid helps you get everything back to normal. And it's not a euphemism for anything. Where did Mead go?
Who the fuck knows?
You're gonna tell me that water is pronounced with an R sound.
Water.
Water.
I always thought it was water.
Somebody
Watch out for the
apparently
glass
said
shark! Fat boy, don't get in the water.
That dark water.
That dark water. Glass shark gonna get you, boy.
Who said car wash and also Walmart.
Walmart.
Yeah.
Sorry, did we decide to do something here?
We're waiting on you.
I mean, I suggested we could blow the conch.
You
I
want
think
to do?
you asked whether or not the weather was getting worse or better, and I don't think we got an answer.
How
Are you
to
alive?
how do things seem? Good.
What?
I think Mediator or Bringer may have stepped away then. I don't know.
Or is muted in Discord.
Oh.
His wife is
Oh,
talking.
good. I was saying things seem bad. The weather has not really changed. You're not able to tell whether it's getting better or worse, but the weather is overall bad.
So, I mean, I guess life's two possibilities are try to wait this out in Aleoman's tiny hut with a long rest, or summon another.
Do you have a tiny hut already, or?
It's a ritual. I always have them.
It's a pretty fucking good ritual.
I mean, we could always blow the horn.
Always
after
blow
we're
the
in the hut.
I wish you good luck if you blow a horn while I have those spell slots.
That's what I'm saying. Like, let's
Those spell slots, like 30 health between all of you.
I'm
What-
actually at full health, so I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, me
but
too, because of the short rest.
Yeah. And
I
because of my
think we
job.
should start with the hut and see what we see.
Yeah, let's Leoman's hut and then come back next week.
Yeah. What happens if you're in a hut and the water level rises above where the hut started?
You're
Does it float away?
I mean, no, you're fine until the hut goes away.
How long can you?
So it would
hold
just
up
be
the hut
totally
for?
submerged eventually,
It's a pretty good hut.
and you would end up in a rapture scenario.
I mean, so the
It's
hut
the-
lasts for 8 hours.
And how tall is it?
and-
It's a pretty big.
For instance, on our
ocean
planet,
rise.
the tides operate approximately on a 12-hour cycle. So if, say, something happens and the tide is above us for more than 8 hours, and then all of a sudden the hut disappears, like, that's not a good thing. But
It's fine. I can breathe underwater. I'll just put you all. I'll grab all
Okay,
of
but
you and pull you up.
that water would have to rise 10 feet, which would take some severe and
I
instant
mean-
global warming.
the point is,
Marvel
though,
got-
that the hut is, like, clear, right? We can see what's going on outside, so we can just
So
keep watch.
I mean, so the yeah, so
If shit gets
the way
bad,
the way
we'll
that the
deal with it.
hut works, it can fit 9 creatures of medium size or smaller. Creatures and objects within the dome, when I cast it, can move through it freely. So we can have
Yeah.
people on rotating watch, keep moving in and out. You guys can move in and out of the dome freely and keep a rotating watch on how the water level seems to be doing.
Yeah.
The atmosphere inside the space is comfortable and dry. Also, the spell ends if I leave its area, so I will not be going in and out of the hut.
Can you do other rituals while you're inside the hut and prep things and
Yeah,
whatever?
yeah.
Put more.
Then I'd
Steve,
say
It doesn't require concentration. It's a safe place to take a long rest.
yeah, and
It's
that
probably
makes sense to do.
You think
I mean,
you
it
figure
can-
out if I just curse myself with this dagger? By the way, I forgot that we said it might be cursed.
Yeah, just so we didn't know it's not cursed, like we used to be able to
I'm
say with the
definitely cursed.
Berserker's
Then,
Axe,
suck it.
which I need to just forget that we know that and just see what happens. when
Probably
I
like
use
cursed
it.
like 5 different ways. This is shit.
You don't need an axe when you have the tooth of Sakala pipe.
I know.
It's pretty good
That's the
too.
tooth.
I'm sure that's
Damn
not
it.
corrupting me.
And you want to trade me the Medallion of Thoughts for the dagger?
I kind of like the medallion. I hand you the dagger back. Like,
Really? You of all
If you
people
wake
don't
up
want
with
the
it under
dagger.
your pillow, we'll
I mean,
have
I was like, I don't need
definitive
to torture
it's a pretty
people. I can
blinging
just
necklace here. Didn't we say the medallion of thoughts necklace was actually a skull?
Yeah.
It is canonically illustrated as such.
Yeah, it's like a.
there
I
are so
imagine it
many
being like
skulls up in this motherfucker.
I imagine it being like a badass, like like a hood, like cholo gangster skull thing. I can say that they are my people.
In any event, it would probably be a good idea for
yeah.
you guys to cluster into a 10-foot
Yeah.
radius
The
thing around
hut
me.
might be a good cluster.
We have to share it with the skeletons.
Yes, although I
They
can
can
put the
wait
skeleton. I
outside.
can put the skeletons outside the hut as long as, but they can wait outside the hut, but they should be inside the hut when I cast it, so they can move
We-
in and out
By
freely.
the way, is
Yeah,
the hut
we can
invisible?
rotate.
Can people see us in the hut?
No, hut
Okay.
can be opaque.
Alright.
So it'll just be sort of an opaque dome of force that
Or any color
cannot
you
be
choose.
penetrated, but may attract. People will notice it and be like,
Crazy.
Says you can command the interior to become dimly lit or dark. Dome is opaque from the outside of any color you choose, but it's transparent from the inside. So you could do a camo if you wanted, but we're sort of parked in front
my
of the
point
door.
is, if we're putting the dome in the middle of the path, is someone trip over the dome?
Oh, they can
no, I mean
definitely
they'll see. I mean, it's like no one's
Then
gonna
it
trip
doesn't really
over it.
matter.
It's like a 10-foot radius dome.
All right,
Go
that
a little
doesn't
further
really matter,
toward the cliff edge or high
I
ground.
It's
won't-
obvious there is a dome there.
It's a very obvious.
You're
It's
standing
no,
next
it's
to
like
it.
it's
It's
a
a
Titan
tent.
bubble.
We
It's a
also
Titan
tell
bubble.
the kobolds, "Hey, chill down there. We're calling for a ride, so just hang out down there for a
The
little bit."
Leoman's tiny hut is a 10-foot, 8-hour
We got-
Titan bubble.
We got an Uber coming. Don't worry about it.
Yeah,
I'll be out of
we're
your
on
hair in
the
a
Uber
second.
XL.
I want to point out, by the way, that
For Uber.
Glojo can shoot arrows. Glojo can shoot
Out.
arrows out of the hut.
God,
Can I
And
blast
of course
out
he
the hut?
can.
and objects that are in the hut when the hut is cast can move through it freely.
Does a
Oh, yeah.
blast count as that?
That's
No,
Adam, how are you going to eat?
Not
spells,
spells and magical
spells
effects.
can't extend to the dome, but arrows and
Gotcha.
darts and so on can.
Adam,
But neither can magical effects, which means you couldn't be like dazzled with the prismatic spray, even though you could see it. Kind of an
Adam,
interesting.
What was that,
twist.
Bringer?
how are you going to eat, Adam?
How am I gonna eat?
Most humanoids may eat several times per 24-hour period.
Even Iron Man could flip up the faceplate.
Yeah, so
You get to
I mean,
cram food into your mouth.
I think I may have hinted at it before, but like I had previously smeared blood over my skull, hoping that may somehow sustain me. Since I've done that in the past, I would know whether or not that satiated me in a way. Is that doing anything for me, or
I will say that when you smeared blood over the skull, you felt the urge subside.
say again? Urge subside.
The urge subsided when you smeared blood over the skull previously.
Is there a distinction between the urge subsiding and then actually being nourished?
Roll perception.
Oh, awesome. All right, hang on. Perception is
Roll perception is second only to roll initiative as the things that spike anxiety when playing D.
Oh, good roll. Okay. You feel like you are able to calm the urging of the skull by smearing blood over it, but you're concerned that satisfying that urge does not actually suffice to give you the life force needed to be a, regular ass elf or human or whatever.
Interesting. And
But you are thoroughly
Adam have a
satisfied
working
by
mouth?
smearing the blood over the skull.
interesting. So, in layman's terms, will I starve even if I continue to smear blood still, or is that will that take care of it?
You as an intellectual elf have a concern that the smearing of the blood satiates the desire but not the need for sustenance.
You actually, so does Adam not have a real mouth anymore?
I mean, I have a skull now.
Adam has a skull mouth.
Right.
And when I move my jaw, there's a way for it to does not open. It's fixed, right?
It opens essentially when you move your jaw, but it's not so much.
I have an idea.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so I use my power to create food out of nowhere. I'll just have to get that next time I rest. Then someone B-Troll uses his teleport bullshit to teleport inside your stomach with the food. Deliver the food.
I have to be able to see where I'm teleporting.
Create
You
the
gotta-
food in my stomach.
You put your hands on his stomach like a maternity photo, and you just magic some food straight into his tummy.
Bintrol, if you gotta cut his stomach open to get some food in there, like whatever.
I mean, sure, that's
There's
fine.
also the ass, like that South Park episode. Just
So
cram
instead of a tracheotomy, we do a force feeding through my neck.
I'm saying we need to find a way to telefrag Adam with food.
So for the record,
Gate is a 9th level spell.
Create food and water spell creates 45 pounds of food and 30 pounds of water.
We got a real
It's described in a way as being like generic slop, so it's like creamed corn.
Garbanzoa.
Bringer.
Just a bunch of corn, just a pile of corn beef hash.
Can I drink, or is that also not working?
You have no way to eat or drink right now with the skull covering your mouth.
Interesting. Huh.
So a long rest may push you rather close towards your.
I mean, you can go, yeah.
Inevitable is the wrong word, but let's say demise.
I'm imagining like a Cobra Commander mask made of gold, and then on top of that is a skull motif with a moving jaw, but it never actually opens to his real face.
So how does dying of hunger in a world with healing spells work? What if we just keep topping his health up?
I mean, I actually
There was a
literally. So here's
Sandman
why I
comic
have the
about
question.
that where a dude
I
goes,
think that's called Sisyphus.
Yeah.
I think that's pretty Sisyphusian.
In which I can continually imbue my essence with necrotic energy and eternally feed off of myself, essentially.
Oh yeah,
I thought like
a
a heroin
functionally
junkie,
the same here.
Like I can do heroin and still feel good, even though I'm not eating any food. But you know that eventually I should probably eat some food and stop doing
keel
heroin.
over and die.
And so not for
But maybe
nothing, but Bob Dole does have a remove curse spell.
I do.
I know that. Crystal.
I mean, I would also like the answer to my question before we remove something I might not want to remove.
Wait, I could take Adam's face off?
Look at that movie, Face Off.
Can I feed the needs of my body with the false life spell that continually tops off my health?
What was that again? Say it again.
my false life spell, which I can cast as a cantrip, gives me temporary hit points. Can I use that to sustain my life force in a way that equates to hunger, or is hunger divorced from my health bar?
You feel like you are fine.
Interesting.
So dark.
But
You
you
feel
say
like other
it's a
people
weapon.
trying to interfere with you in the skull bond
No.
is an attack.
Yeah, I mean, like,
Like,
We're
what
gonna
the
have to kill
fuck are
that.
they trying to do?
yeah.
I'm kind of
A
concerned.
little bit
about
jealous. If I'm
experience here.
honest.
Eventually,
Like,
just
I
go
know
to
you're
sleep,
jelly,
and I'll take
but you
your
gotta be
face
some
off.
peanut butter instead.
Wait, do I have to? Do I? Hang on. Bob Dole's remove curse spell. Does that have to be willing? No, it doesn't say anything about it to be willing.
Pipe rifle, hold on.
It breaks the
Are you
tooth.
gonna exorcist me?
I mean, he can do it. He can do it on a touch.
I don't have a spell right now. So
Can we
there's no-
decide to lock Adam in the
there's no-
dome and not let
This
him
seems
out?
like this will
Not
go
let him pass
very
through the dome.
poorly.
To the intervention dome.
This will end badly for everyone if being exorcised against my will.
listen, you win some, you lose some. You lose some face.
Build
you
the
gain
hut
face.
around us.
I just wiped this hut off the earth.
No one's allowed to leave until we all resolve our differences.
Does
Physically, you
thunderstep
can't pass
originate the
through the
thunder
barrier.
inside the hut?
Would.
I'm definitely gonna take his face off.
Find out next time.
Look at that movie, Face Off.
I
How's our-
hold my hands up to the people in the hut and I say, guys, I think it's okay. We can see a dude in Salt Marsh if this doesn't get better. Like, don't worry about it.
Just
Hope
like,
our-
are you going to
hope our
try to
long
kill
shot's
us if
doing
we
over here.
suggest maybe you take it off to eat? Like, are you going to?
Well, I mean, I'm just like feeding off necrotic energy. I think it's gonna be all right. We'll see.
Hey, it's your world, boss.
I
I
mean,
don't know shit about it.
It's
if
called false.
if 8
life.
hours passes and I am not doing so hot and alive, then we can try to reverse. I mean, it will be all right.
You should see how this long rest goes.
Yeah, let's see how the long rest goes.
All right.
Don't make sure you have remove curse prepared.
Don't worry.
Be sure
Ab-
to do. Don't.
And
be
you
sure
go to sleep
forever.
first.
Don't accidentally remove curse on this tooth, because I will also fight you for that. I don't-
I feel in this group getting more and more cursed and inhuman.
Wait, how does
I
remove curse work?
suspiciously
Can he
put the
remove my
content
curse
of
where I have
control.
wings?
that
Is that
angel.
curse?
Yeah. It is a curse
That's
from
nice.
like Elder God though, so I don't think it
Yeah.
works.
Bob Dole's ability to remove curse is like the thing that gets him attacked by 3 out of like 5 of his party members.
At your touch, all curses affecting one creature or object end. If the object is cursed magic item, its curse remains, but the spell breaks its owner's attunement to the object, so it can be removed or discarded. That's all it says.
Yeah.
And that's where I feel like then you'd have to role play somebody like breaking their psychological attachment so they don't just grab it and attune to it again.
I mean, you could like put Snickers
Quick,
in my
shove
mouth
food in his
between
mouth
them, and
before he
then
puts
be
it
all right.
on again.
Yeah, just like shove a candy bar in my head.
Just every time I use a third level spell slot to use it, we do it and shove food in Adam's mouth, and then he just grabs the skull again. I have to do it.
At that point, it's probably easier to just cut a hole in his stomach and use cure wounds. Don't have to burn that many.
I'll just
toes.
put
all
this
right.
whole chicken in here.
You can force feed someone up their butt, can't you? Like, that's a thing, right?
I don't know.
That's how
Adam.
they
I
killed
have never
George
tried.
Washington.
I'm pretty sure that's a thing.
That's how they killed George Washington.
You can absorb nutrients in other ways, guys.
Hey,
I can get a glucose strip.
Fucking dead.
Is there a D&D glucose strip?
Yes, there is.
Yeah, you can absorb nutrients, and
I'm
it's
just
your
saying,
intestines.
like,
Like, I get it.
we
You'd
can
have
let
to
this
puree
ride.
it,
It'll
probably.
be all right. It'll be all right.
Get you some
I think Adam-
pre-chewed meat. Yeah, Lexi will chew up some meat and blow it up your ass. That's where that would go first.
Listen, I can blend this up somehow. We don't need to introduce lizards.
Does that blend?
It's a magical smoothie cantrip.
Since I'm a bird, can I do that thing they do to with their chicks and just like
Absolutely not.
regurgitate it back up?
Listen, I don't need assistance in this part. All right, I got it.
Oh my
Figure out a way to get nutrients into your body and or subsist on necrotic energy.
We have been in the hut for
That's your
15
right as
minutes
an adult.
talking about this.
For
I
all
just
I
want
know,
to point
like,
that out.
That's gonna be a real. It's gonna be a real long 8 hours, you guys.
it's real time.
Drexia adventure.
None of us get to take a long rest because we're discussing this the whole time.
So about your
Just-
butt.
Various methods of getting food into a body with no mouth. Everyone takes a turn, like, okay, new idea. We stab him with a pipe, and then we pour the blended food down the pipe into his stomach, and then we cure wounds around the pipe.
What if we vaped the food through him?
I mean, isn't that the premise of butt chugging like vodka or whatever?
What
Right? That's
what if
like-
Adam
yeah.
asked his fucking god if it can open its damn mouth so he doesn't die?
Yeah, that's a good idea. I didn't think about that.
I mean, it's
would-
not. He doesn't
I
seem to
I would like
hate
to take my
you.
long rest while I'm
That's a
sitting
good
in the middle of this.
I love that idea, Bean.
Make a persuasion check for your god. Hey, can I eat? Is that cool? I mean,
Hey,
It would really-
can we make this mouth movable so I can eat?
I have.
It would
kind
really
of
help me
done my
enact your
God's
will on earth.
bidding. Like, it should be pretty cool, right?
yeah. Staying alive really helps
Good
me do
point.
your bidding and
Your
Spread the
your
good
God
word.
seems to be pretty happy with you so far, Adam. You-
Yeah, that's
you
a good
killed a
point.
lot of people in
My
his
God
name.
wouldn't let me starve.
Isn't your
we'll
god
see.
Cthulhu?
I have to come up with a reason why I would have thought of that since Quill's not supposed to be clever.
That's a good point.
All right. I think I
All
have
right,
got to
we're
call it
resting.
there.
Let's wrap it up there, guys. That's been a lot of fun.
Good
That was really
suggestion.
I
good.
guess, I guess TBD
Hey,
on whether or not Adam
There
will
are no
start.
bad
Yeah.
ideas in brainstorming, guys.
No bad ideas in the friendship hut.
I get out a notepad, write down Telefrag Adam's butt with food.
All right, I'm gonna stop recording.